Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 306. I'm back down in the basement with my co-host and teenage son, Jack, to talk about another week of professional wrestling. As always, we'll talk about AEW Dynamite at length, a little bit of NXT, maybe a tiny bit of WWE main roster.
God, no.
Gotta add a full sort of discussion of a fantastic pay-per-view that happened last Saturday, and that's Sunday. My mistake.
Sunday.
AEW Double or Nothing. So
You wish it was Saturday.
We'll run that down before we get into the regularly scheduled stuff. Some news, some trivia, some banter, timestamps to whatever you would like to find. We're recording a little bit early again because you have plans for the weekend. You're going to go surprise somebody in Peterborough.
Indeed.
And so we're recording this on May 28th to be released on the 30th, I guess that would be.
So no SmackDown, but I mean, I say this if there was going to be SmackDown anyways. That's a stupid thing to say.
And I have the 6th annual neighborhood bike wine tour.
I did see that on the family calendar since I'm on that now.
Yeah, so kind of fun.
You just biking pretty much.
I don't drink wine. Yeah. I don't drink generally much at all, but especially wine. So yeah.
You're where I get my raging alcoholism from.
That's right. So I think there's 9 stops on the tour this year, starting at a house and then going to one establishment and then other people's yards. So the way it works is we all meet up, we get on our bikes, we bike to somebody's that will start at this bar or whatever, and then it's to people's houses, and they have chosen wine that they like. And
is it actually different wine every year?
Yeah, so each person.
How many wines do people?
So let's say if your mother and I, for example, were wine drinkers, which we're not, we would volunteer our backyard as a stop.
Also not?
And then no, she doesn't like wine either. And then we would pick a bottle of wine that we like to serve other people when they stop here.
Oh.
And then they go to the next place and drink.
It's not much of a bike ride if we all live on the same street.
Well, when people are consuming many bottles of wine on a Saturday afternoon, you can't be going far anyways.
That's fair, I guess.
Because they are inebriated fairly early on that. And then we just kind of all hang out and do the usual darts, and I'm sure karaoke is going to happen, which is usually my cue to leave.
That's almost always my cue to leave, at least for New Year's, because that's the one time I actually have to experience it.
Yeah. I get it on the semi-regular basis. So
you'll get desensitized one day.
It's a good time. No,
or desensitinated. I feel like that was said in Goldberg's or something.
It might have been. Sounds like something Barry would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm up to. And then your brother has a couple games out in Burlington on Sunday. So that'll be fun. And you'll be gone for the weekend. So those are my plans. I don't know. What are you planning on doing? Just roaming?
Leaving here, then.
I know. Roaming Peterborough?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll have to find something to do.
The usual stops. Milk tea?
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll probably go there at some point.
You can go to your house that you are paying rent in and no one lives in.
Yep. No one's there. And well, I think Mom wants to take measurements tomorrow while we're there.
Oh, right. She's dropping you off. Yeah, that's a good idea. And even just seeing it now that the landlady had a chance to get in and clean it. And maybe touch up
I think
some
she
stuff.
said like the painting's done and stuff.
Oh, good. Because some of it needed painting. I don't know what she painted, but that's cool. I don't know. I want to get into this because I don't want to be up super late. So are you ready to get talking about wrestling? We'll do that now. First segment every week. It's some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. First thing I have is former WWE superstar Curtis Axel.
I was just looking at this,
Arrested at one of your favorite places, McDonald's, facing DWI and other charges. I don't know what the other is necessarily. It was in Anoka County on May 19th. Driving while impaired, refused to submit to testing to see if he was impaired, reportedly refused to exit the vehicle, was swearing and whatnot. Had to be physically removed from the car. So, how the mighty have fallen, eh? Such a superstar.
The mighty.
At his peak,
Intercontinental champion, former Paul Heyman guy.
That's right. But, so yeah, that's interesting for him.
It is.
It's unfortunate because it feels like once some of these people, fall out the bottom of wrestling, there's not a lot for them to do.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I agree.
Especially as probably a second or third generation, I guess, right?
Yes.
Because Hennig and the Axe.
Hennig.
Yeah, so anyways, we'll see how that turns out, I guess.
Yeah, I only got 2. Did you hear about the canceled NWO revival pitch?
I saw the headline. I didn't go any further.
Did you see the lineup was?
No.
Okay, you're going to like this.
Wait, I did see one. I thought I saw one image. Who was it? I'll remember when you tell me. Go ahead.
So there's 4 people that were supposed to be in this said thing. There's So this is pandemic era. I'm gonna assume 2020-ish, maybe.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get you to guess. Okay, we'll go with the tag team. I would assume first, based on who I think it is. It's a tag team we really liked in like the late 2010s. Mostly heel team.
Revival?
Came together randomly.
No idea.
They were tag champs a lot, I think.
Tag champs a lot, came together randomly.
They had some matches we liked, I think.
I have no idea.
You
need to do better.
They had like the best of series before they formed.
Oh, the bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna be them.
Oh, I think it was Claudio I saw in the picture.
Yeah. Then this guy, terribly wasted by WWE. We used to love him in NXT.
That doesn't really narrow it down too far either.
But you used to love him.
Not Malachi Black.
No.
I used to love him in NXT, and then he was wasted.
He's still in WWE.
Still
Out of everyone here, he's one of two still there. Sheamus is the other one that's still there.
Really liked him
International.
in NXT.
Okay.
International. Not Gunther, because he's not wasted in WWE.
No. And you love
Dragunov?
this guy. No. You're thinking like he came. Dragunov was only just in NXT UK at this time. This guy, he was on main roster at this time. He's been on main for a while now. And you loved him.
Not Balor.
NXT. Loved him. Balor's
Andrade,
around the right
but no.
time. Balor's closer.
I loved him in NXT. Loved him.
Balor's a close pick time-wise, I would say. Balor's a good pick.
Not Pete Dunne.
No. That's a little too... You'd like Balor, you're close.
Timelines don't help me because I don't remember.
Nakamura.
Oh, I did love him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's an interesting one. And then the last one is also had potential in NXT. We kind of liked him. Bigger dude. Didn't pan out on main roster. Very short run there.
Bigger dude. Otis?
No. Different kind of big.
Different kind of big. Like tall?
I'd say like hulking is the word.
Hulking. And we liked him?
We kind of liked him. Like they pushed him decent, I thought.
In NXT?
We didn't hate him at least.
Apollo Crews?
No, he's too short.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Also, I don't think we liked him that much.
Not really that much.
This guy is also bald, I'll give you that.
Ryback?
No.
Bald, and we kind of liked him. Eichner?
No. We like him more. We like Eichner more,
Oh.
I would say. But like, I feel like we kind of like this guy because they kind of gave him an interesting push for a time.
Somebody bald in the pandemic era?
He wasn't in NXT in the pandemic era. He was probably in NXT like 17, 18. I know, again, it doesn't help you much, but...
Corbin, no.
No. This guy, he was on... He like debuted on main roster, then he was gone for a while because he had issues, and then he came back. And
Keith Lee?
No. Around, like, a little before...
Lars Sullivan?
Yes.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Had issues is a pretty nice way of putting it.
I agree. But... That's such a weird version to like for also NWO too. It's Sullivan, the Bar, and Nakamura.
There's
so
still a chance current WWE will bring it back because it'd be a moment, right?
and it's nostalgia bait, so it just checks all the boxes. Apparently, it was supposed to be introduced by one of the original NWO guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume Hogan because they just why do something moral. Apparently, it wasn't X-Pac, as if that was gonna be my guess. Apparently, it said NWO member. The original didn't pass a COVID test, so that's what killed it.
Thank goodness.
I
Probably,
agree.
I would
Imagine,
assume.
like
Well, you mentioned his name, so I'll jump to my next news story. Hulk Hogan. Have you seen what Brooke Hogan is saying?
do I want to know?
She was on, I think it was stupid Bubba the Love Sponge. I don't even like to give him
How
oxygen,
is
but
Hogan still friends with him?
so
or his
discussing
family still
lingering questions, quote unquote, she has following her father's death. So she claims she's still not been able to obtain her father's autopsy, the report, adding that changes have allegedly continuing to be made to it. Stated a private physician signed the death certificate rather than the doctor who was on duty. Also, according to Brooke Hogan, the nurse had been upstairs before being sent away to handle another task, and that while the nurse was gone, that's when Hogan stopped breathing, according to his widow.
Oh no.
Or sorry, she was the person who noticed that he stopped breathing. She further alleged that no one has been able to get in contact with the nurse since the incident. So, Occam's razor. Okay, here's your options.
Was the nurse a person of color?
Here, I don't know. Here's the options for you. First of all, I think she might be implying that Hogan's current wife is involved, but here's your options. Either
Is Hogan's current wife? Do you know if it's the same wife from Hogan Knows Best?
I don't think so,
Okay, I was just curious.
but I'm not sure. So your options are a 71-year-old man with a long history of steroid abuse died of a heart attack, or several medical professionals and other people conspired to kill him while in the hospital. I know which one I'm choosing. And
I mean, I feel like you wouldn't care.
is it possible that even though Brooke Hogan seems to be the most well-adjusted in the family, that she probably could have inherited the lying gene that was oh so strong in Hulk Hogan?
That, or she just simply
But it's just like
she might just not want to accept that he just had those issues. Or
he's
like,
an old man that
maybe she's
abused his
down.
body and took a bunch of drugs and had a heart attack. Like, seems
Yeah.
pretty straightforward to me.
Didn't Hogan say some crazy stuff on Hogan Knows Best about like having rights to her sexuality or something? Like he would hate her dating anybody. I don't know, that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I watched like Wrestling with Regret talk about that show.
he
and
was garbage. He's a garbage human.
Yeah, that show was
basically.
funny though.
What else do you have? Do you only have one more?
It's
you
kind
said?
of mentioned. I think it was mentioned in the Collision Part of Dynamite since we didn't see it. But
Yeah,
Joe's off TV again for a while, Simone
Right.
Joseph. But apparently it's to film season 3 of that show he's on, Twisted Metal, where he wears a clown mask and does
yeah.
things.
The headlines are very clickbaity for that one. I
Yeah.
found they were like trying to imply that he's like gone from AEW, sort of.
very
thing.
unfortunate timing. He just came back, but also worse because now the ops have to be led by Stupid Hook again.
That's crazy.
But then it was funny because like Joe leaves him to Hook and then he leaves, and then Shibata, like Hook kind of like, so picture the segment. It's like Joe's in the middle, and then obviously they're all around him, and then Joe leaves after he puts Hook in charge, and Hook kind of like muscles his way in the middle, and then Bones and Shibata are kind of looking at him weird. So maybe we're getting Hook out of there. I don't care. I think it's gotten to the point where I actively dislike Hook.
Yeah, I think it is. You're back. Sorry, you've circled back around to it.
Yeah.
You started out there.
Well, I started out there just because I was like, I'm not sure he's gonna be that great, and then like they kind of won me over. But then it was like they never did anything meaningful with him. It's
No.
like it honestly, I think it was worse than what they did with Garcia. Because at least Garcia felt like they were kind of trying at some points.
And so far,
With
Hook,
Hook, like they never did anything that meaningful.
he's demonstrated zero range too.
I agree. Yeah,
Like he's 100%
like
the same
he's
as when he
demonstrated
got here.
zero range. I think the most lengthy feud he had was the one with Jericho, and that sucked. And remember, that was one of the prime examples of the Jericho chafe, which we'll talk about later.
And his gimmick is he's quiet and eats food.
But now
And
he's
is a
like a
Nepo
heel,
baby.
so he's not even like because at least the babyface thing, it's like he's supposed to be like the teenager who's like kind of cool and rebel. Like he's not even cool
No.
anymore. And like anytime he talks,
just not
it sounds
visible
so
anymore.
unnatural too. Like
Yes.
some of his promos, used to be like I was like whatever, but it's gotten to the point where he speaks, I get more angry than like when Daniel Garcia was talking in the Death Rider promos a couple weeks ago. Like when Hook gets on the mic, I like either start laughing. I'm like I'm angry that they have made him speak on my television.
He's not great.
Like I think he's bad, and I honestly, since we haven't done worst of yet, let me see if I can. Is he on worst on the mic? Because I'm gonna put him there right now, just retroactively, because I'm sure he was bad enough last year where I'm allowed to put him there.
While you're doing that, I'll just wrap up my last two. One is unfortunately,
Oh, he is there. Good.
There's reports that there's more plans for Brock Lesnar beyond Clash in Italy.
What?
So rematch with Obafemi, and then WrestleVotes is saying he's expected to continue appearing for WWE. Now it doesn't say matches, but they've already fumbled the retirement. So what's the difference at this point?
Yeah. Like the sky's still blue. I don't know.
I know.
This didn't surprise me at all.
And finally, the curse of the Vision continues. Logan Paul, torn
It's
triceps,
actually crazy.
had surgery already. He claims even though they're telling him it's a 6-month recovery, he'll be a couple weeks because he's going to take lots of Prime, whatever the protein.
I thought that was pretty
kind of
funny.
to slip in a
I like that's what I'm saying.
plug
I don't
for his stuff.
I don't want to give him any credit for anything, but like the guy's kind of funny. I like him.
And that is all I have. So before we talk about Dynamite, it makes sense to go back in time
That it
almost
does.
a week to talk about, I don't think we're spoiling anything to say, a pretty fantastic pay-per-view.
Top to bottom. Yeah.
That is AEW Double or Nothing. So we will do over under accurate for this, and we'll go back through our picks from last week.
I
that
will
we
say
made.
I want to note something for the show that I found out later on is, did you notice that there was no blood on the show?
I didn't notice that.
Apparently it was something to do with the New York Athletic Commission. 'Cause
Oh
apparently
yeah,
that's
there's certain
still a
places they
thing.
can't. Yeah, so
Like,
stupid.
I noticed Darby was bleeding from the back of his head in the main event, so I think that was hard way. But I do remember thinking to myself, at least I'll say with the opener, I was surprised it wasn't bloody.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed, but
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't
Makes
their
sense
fault.
now, I guess.
Yeah.
So we are straight into the opening match on this show. It's almost like they're like, hey, WWE people, in case you're watching.
I saw a lot of people saying that though. Like,
it's like the same length as a WWE pay-per-view almost, but it's
4+ hours of
wrestling
over like half the time with WWE, but with half of it being ads and entrances, right? Like, you can say AEW pay-per-views run long and you'd be right, but like, you're getting your money's worth.
So it's for the tag titles. It is an I Quit match. If Copeland and Christian lose, the added stipulation is they can no longer be a team, which I feel like did telegraph things a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't hate it. I'm all right with it because I figured they were going to win the titles eventually anyways. So it's like, at least you might as well make sure, like, hey, you're going to get the moment. And the crowd was singing the song pretty loud. For
venue
Copeland.
Looked good. Crowd.
It was really cool. It looked like
it's sold out too.
It looked clearly like bigger than an arena. I like the stage. It felt like it was built in there because you had people sitting atop the stage, and there's like scaffolding in front of the stage that looked like under construction, like New York construction. So I thought the vibe and the setting and everything, it looked really great. Like, it felt different. It felt big time too. Like, because this is probably their biggest pay-per-view other than All In, I would say. So I think so. I thought like the look of it, everything looked great.
We get Excalibur, Shivani, and Nigel on commentary. JR shows up later. I make a note when. I don't remember offhand.
I'm pretty sure for the Mox O'Reilly match. I remember that's the first match where I think I remember him being there.
Good crowd energy as the bell is ringing for this.
Yeah, I'll mention when I noticed, but the crowd ended up being really, really great.
Cope and Christian are in control early. We've got one in the ring, one on the floor, sort of fighting it out. Dax gets barbed wire around his forearm, but Christian manages to avoid it. Hits a reverse DDT, wraps the wire around the middle rope. Drop toe hold into the wire on the rope. And then Christian does that thing, where he stands on the guy on the rope. So he does that. Ref gets the microphone early. Dax won't quit at this point. Dax gets whipped with the referee's belt, choked with the belt, hung over the top rope. Cash gets involved. FTR end up taking over here for a bit. We get chairs and ladders introduced. Dax gets suplexed on a ladder. Copeland sets up a table. Stokely's there. He grabs Copeland's ankle to keep Cash from going through the table that just got set up. We get the old chair neck move to Copeland and run into the ring post. Dax gets the old toolbox out. Christian takes it away, gets a pair of pliers, and uses them on Dax's nose and then Cash's balls, I believe, correct?
Solid spot.
Dax toolbox shot to Christian, shifts the momentum back to the baby faces here. We get a spike pile table to Christian.
Pile driver on the announce table.
That's what I meant.
That looked really good.
And they showed it in slow motion, and it still looked crazy. Like, I was awesome. Like, man, it looks like he actually compressed his neck on this one.
Yeah, for a dude with neck issues, like both Copeland and Christian have neck issues. So
this spot took a lot of heat from people that don't like AEW. The cinder block to Christian's wrist with chair shots. It was kind of dumb because it wouldn't hurt.
It was fine.
Put his arm through it, and then you hit the brick with the chair, so it's not.
Yeah, it was the end of the chairs hitting his arm. Yeah, I mean, it was whatever.
And then you can hear Christian saying that he banged Dax's mother.
Yeah, it's like, so they ask him if he's going to quit, and then he's like, I banged both
right,
mothers.
It was into the microphone.
So I thought that was great. That was awesome.
They then choke him with a chain. The crowd chants, "Oh, he banged your mother." Remember, we could hear one kid very enthusiastic in the crowd.
And then I saw like Tony Khan tweet about it after, and then someone was all mad about how that would look for him because, like, you own multiple sports things. I'm like, some people, the anti-AEW people will take anything.
They will. Kill switch to Cash. Stoke undoes the top turnbuckle in the corner. Dax tries to use it. Christian spears Dax, chokes him with the rope, but Dax won't quit. Cash back. FTR hit a shatter machine to Christian.
Smash contraption.
Cash grabs a wrench.
I still call it smash contraption all the time.
Copeland back to spear each FTR member, and all four down. Crowd is really into it at this point. Copeland chair shots to both. Dax begs for mercy. So does Cash, who got a microphone on the floor. Low blow from Stokely with the watch. Shatter machine. Smash contraption. But here comes Beth Copeland.
That was nice. I like that.
She takes out Stokely. Dax runs her into the steps. Looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Dax covers a table in lighter fluid. A lot of lighter fluid.
He doused it.
He lights it. Beth moves. Stokely ends up going through the flaming table.
I reacted to that. I thought that was a great spot, and kudos to Stokely for absolutely taking that.
Can't have blood, but we can have a flaming
That's
table.
What I thought was stupid, but like,
and
what a spot, wire, though. Yeah. That looked great. I thought that was awesome.
Dax sets up for a concerto, tells Copeland to quit if he wants to see his daughter tomorrow. Beth is back for a low blow. We get a Copeland pile driver to Dax and a sharpshooter from Christian. Copeland adds a crossface, but Dax still won't quit. Beth gets Spike out. I think it was under the ring or somewhere at
It was
ringside.
under the steps.
Copeland is using it on Dax's head, but no blood. And Dax, this is what brings about Dax finally having to quit. This one went almost 20 minutes. I don't think it was an instant classic, but I thought it was
the
very
greatest
good.
thing ever, but I thought it was really fun.
And the
I really
live
liked
crowd
it.
got into it right away.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
helped.
what you want in an opener. And just in general, it's refreshing to have a really important tag team match on a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Because you don't get enough.
On the other side, that's unheard of.
All four of them worked really hard, ended up being an engaging opener and meaningful because we see a title change, obviously, right?
Yeah. And it's also the culmination to a long feud as well.
We both picked this correct, which may be a recurring theme.
Let me see if we... There's no way to know, right?
No way to know.
Where is it? Yeah, we both picked it.
Over under accurate?
I'm switching tabs. Is this the right tab? Why do I have... Oh, that's a different cage match. This one, so we have no observer right now.
That's fine.
It's 8.24 from cage match.
I'm a little bit under. I went 3 3/4. I didn't quite put it to 4-star.
I agree.
But we're also a bit tougher markers.
That,
than
and
the
honestly,
average person.
if they would have been allowed to use blood, I think normally that doesn't make a difference for me, but I feel like this match really needed blood.
The way the feud was and stuff, yes, I think it was.
I think that
would
hurt
have
them a
helped.
bit.
Next,
and honestly, could have been a little longer.
True. Next match we get is
Definitely could have been
the
longer.
one I really wanted.
This
It's
one
not
could've
one
been
of the
longer.
ones. I don't know. It's Okada taking on Takeshita.
For the international title.
Yes, because I don't know which belt anyone has.
This one.
But if you tell me. So my note says Takeshita tells us about photos. There was a vignette.
Yeah, that was I like that because it was some cool thing about photography, and then I was like, okay, yeah, he's winning. Also, Takeshita's hair was dyed jet black.
He was in a Japanese garden in the rain, and he was speaking Japanese. It was cool. So there is really big fight feel to this one, and it's my most anticipated match on this card. The crowd, again, is really hyped.
This was the match where I've really felt the crowd was
before
insane.
they even touch, they were going.
The crowd was really nuts. I think the crowd really helps my enjoyment of this match, especially in the moment.
My notes will not do it justice because I was thinking about not even taking any because I just wanted to drink it in.
This is the only match so far that I watched again.
I took some notes. So we have evenly matched early on. Both are going for their finishers early before a standoff. We get a running, leaping clothesline, gives Takeshita control first. Takeshita gets drop kicked off the top to the floor, gets run into the steps and the barricade. Okada's in control now with his methodical offense and sort of cocky covers. Takeshita with 2 sudden exploder suplexes to turn the tide, but a senton ends up into Okada's knees. Takeshita hits a leaping knee and a dive to the floor. Okada neckbreaker on the knee to regain control. He needs to name that move, I feel like.
The air raid crash neckbreaker?
Yeah. Okada taunts, give Takeshita...
Well, he doesn't really name moves other than the Rainmaker,
No.
I feel like.
Gives Takeshita time. He's the anti-Matt Taven. Where he names every little thing he does.
Aurora Borealis.
Where'd that get him?
Just the
Nowhere.
tip.
Nowhere, bud.
He's back in ROH.
So Okada takes time to taunt. It gives Takeshita time to recover. We get a Blue Thunder that's countered into a pile driver, countered into a bastard driver, wheelbarrow.
That was awesome.
Then a bunch more stuff I couldn't keep up with. And
I think
the
that
crowd,
was where he does the... Was that where he does the wheelbarrow thing? And then Okada comes back with a drop kick, and then
probably.
Takeshita takes that and goes for a lariat. Okada reverses that, hits his own lariat, and they're both down.
It was fighting spirit kind of stuff, so I'm sure all the WWE fans hated every minute of it, but that's okay. We get a forearm exchange on the apron, a sick Takeshita knee. Raging Fire is countered into a Rainmaker on the apron, but Takeshita falls to the floor, so he can't follow up with the cover. DDT on the floor. Okada is smiling. Callis worries about his assets, he's saying, because he stops
Okada from
pile driving
hitting
Takeshita
a tombstone on the floor, and then Takeshita ends up hitting a brainbuster on the floor.
Right. Callis gets in Takeshita's face about it. We get a stiff kick and a superplex by Takeshita. He avoids a Rainmaker, hits some weird bridging suplex that I don't know what it was.
It was he did a German, but he reached from under his legs.
Yeah.
It was a reverse powerbomb kind of, but not electric chair. It was one of those things that made me go whoa, because I'd never seen that before. And of course, Takeshita, Mr. German suplex thesis is doing that.
And Okada manages to kick out. We get a power drive knee countered into a tombstone. Both men are down again. Forearm exchange in the middle of the ring. Takeshita fires up, counters a Rainmaker into a Blue Thunder Bomb, but Okada follows up with a slam. It was something more specific than that, but I don't remember.
It's just a tilt-a-whirl power slam, I'm pretty sure, something like that.
And then we get a whole bunch of dueling pinfalls, right, as things are really kind of picking up. Okada backslide into a clothesline, then a huge drop kick, but Takeshita counters the Rainmaker with a clothesline of his own. More counters and a power drive knee for 2. Takeshita forearm and then a raging fire for the win. This was only 19 minutes, which is pretty crazy.
I will say, I think my only complaint about this match is that it wasn't like 10 minutes longer.
Agree. Fantastic match.
But for a sub 20-minute match, this is, I think, as good as it gets. I thought this match was awesome. I thought it, like, for the time given, again, that's my only thing really, is that I think it should have been longer. But for the time given, I thought it absolutely delivered on my expectations. Like, these guys had a great match.
And the final few minutes were...
Final minutes were awesome. The story is there. Like, I loved their first match too, but I think this one was
better.
Just so great.
Hot crowd helps.
The crowd was so hot. I thought it was awesome. And Takeshita finally get his win, I thought was great. Like, he beat Okada full clean here, like full stop, great. So you can, I like that you can argue he's better than Okada because Okada beat him dirty at World's End. So now you have Takeshita beating him perfectly clean. I love that. I thought that was awesome.
And I think part of the story here is, and it makes sense, is Okada kind of played with his food a little bit, right? Like he would take times to taunt instead of like staying on Takeshita.
And we also furthered Takeshita's descent from the family because Okada was the one to listen to Callis. He was like, okay, I won't kill him because you asked me to. And Takeshi's like, no, I'm going to do it. Screw you. So I like that. And then I do remember the post match because it was awesome too. So you have Takeshi's celebrating whatever. And then Okada's in the ring with now Rocky Romero and Mark Davis and Callis.
They lose a half star for like, Romero. Sure.
Right. Imagine. You're like, it's usually a 5-star match, but Romero's there, that's so we're bumping it down to 4.5. But they're there, and they're like, they're kind of arguing with Takeshita or something. It looks like it kind of felt like they want him to give the belt back or something. Like they looked like bothered, right? And Takeshi's like, screw you. And then he's motioning like he's going to fight them. And then out of nowhere, Fletcher's theme hits.
Yep.
He's back, which I popped for that because I did not expect that. I was literally just telling my friend about how, like, yeah, this guy's he's one of my favorites and he just got injured. And then he's back because I think he had like 3 injuries. I think he fractured his ankle, something with his tibia. I think he tore his meniscus, fractured his tibia, fractured his ankle. And he's been gone since, like, I think the end of March.
So he's looking sharp in a suit, and it's kind of teasing, like, who's he going to align with.
And so he kind of, the rest of the Callis guys run off, and we get a Proto Shia reunion. They hug it out. It's great. He hands Takeshita the belt. Takeshi's music plays. It's all happy, and then he decks him with a lariat. And then the Callis guys are standing tall.
Brainbuster to Takeshita. Yeah. Fletcher and Okada grab the title. Fletcher belt
I did like that. That Fletcher and Okada kind of have a stalemate over the international title. I think that was interesting. So the post-match angle I thought was also excellent. Because I'm not going to lie, I did think we were going to get Proto Shida versus Callis Sammy. I was kind of excited about that. So I'm not going to lie, the Fletcher turn really disappointed me, but in the way that you want.
Match of the night for me on a show.
I agree. I was going to say, like, this show is great, and we'll talk about that, but I'd be lying if I said this probably wasn't my favorite match. And I thought the post-match angle was great, too. Like, as disappointed as I am, the Fletcher turn made me sad. Because I was really excited to see, okay, maybe we'll do Proto Shida against the family. Because he seemed like, you know, Fletcher would go with Takeshita over Okada.
But there's still legs on the heel Fletcher. So.
I agree. I do like him better as a heel, which is why I'm okay with it. And also, like, whether it's at All In or sooner, Takeshita Fletcher will, like, feed families. And I told you, if they give that enough time, that's my match of the year right there. It's Takeshita Fletcher. I've been waiting for that match for years now. So I'm super excited for that. And, like, a super exciting and surprising return. So I was really excited.
Takeshita babyface run is due, right? So
I agree. He hasn't been babyface since I just saw the other week. I think it's been just over, what was it, 4 years since that fateful match with Hangman. Like, Takeshita hasn't been babyface since 2023, I think, but that match was 2022. I watched the highlights of that match and I was like, I forgot. Like, it's been so long since I've seen that. Just discovering Takeshita.
And he could face Okada again. I'm fine with it.
I do think we maybe wait on it, but I do think the third match will be coming.
He could face Davis as a gatekeeper before Fletcher, awesome. Right? So
he could face Rocky Romero.
Over under accurate.
What was the Rocky Romero match?
Not even going to acknowledge that.
Okay, you just
not dignify it with a response.
9.51 from Cage Match.
So what's that? A 4 1/4? Or no, 4 and. I'm slightly under, I guess, because I went 4.5, which would be a 9.
Yeah, I'm going 4 3/4.
Yeah, that's fair. Fantastic match. If you didn't watch the show, watch that match.
That's the match to watch. I do think there's other matches to watch
for sure.
But if you're like, I only got 20 minutes, I'm picking one. That's the one.
The next match isn't one of them. Not that it was bad. It is Owen Hart. What is that? Quarterfinal. Athena and Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah, they've been in this tournament for weeks. Okay, they've been wrestling day in, day out. This is the quarterfinal.
The women are in a tough spot in a couple. This was one, like, a tough act
there's
to
this
follow.
one, and then where's the other one? It's after Swerve Bandito. I see.
So what are you gonna do? Mina's in control early with some kicks. We get a leaping kick by Athena to take Mina off the top. Hard slam on the apron by Athena. Mina's run into the announce table. Then a big missile drop kick sends Mina into the barricade. Mina gets control, attacks Athena's left knee. Athena catches Mina coming off the ropes, hits a waistland. Mina leaping kick off the ropes and a sling blade. They sort of have to take to a Mina tornado DDT here.
Right.
And then she hits a tornado to the floor. Electric chair thing into a knee attack by Mina. Some spinning move, question mark.
Great description.
I don't know what that means. I even have a question mark after.
Electric chair thing.
Athena curb stomp shifts the momentum. Head scissor driver to Athena that looked pretty cool. And a seatbelt for a near fall. Thought that was a nice combination. Mina with a series of strikes, then a figure 4. Counters and escapes lead to Athena the jumping tombstone. And then a really big O-face that actually looked pretty good. And that move is very protected.
I don't like the name.
Athena wins just over 10 minutes. So
I didn't realize how short this one was. I'm not gonna lie, like this one was a good match.
It was. Mina was in control for a lot of it, which I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone a little more even, just because I love Athena's offense.
And because she's the heel in this one too. And for me, I think usually, like I don't want to be mean, but if there was any match on the show to pick, like, hey, this would have been a Dynamite match, this is probably the one.
That's a very good point.
This would have been,
didn't need
compared
to
what we got on Dynamite this week, this would have been a great Dynamite women's match.
Instead of what we got this week.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
And just also with the time given too, like 11 minutes, that's a Dynamite match.
So yeah, that's a good point. It did not need to be on a pay-per-view.
I agree. Like if any match was gonna be like that, it's this match. And that's not to say it was a bad match. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, this one didn't super hold my interest. This is one where I was like, I'm pretty sure Athena's winning.
And we picked it.
We did both pick it. We also both took Takeshita.
So far, we've picked everything.
Yeah.
Over under accurate on this sucker?
This one was a 6.64.
I'm slightly over. I went 3.5. Like
I was gonna say 3.5. Like
nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just like
above average, but not great, I would say. Then we move into another one for the Continental Championship.
There you go. You got it.
It is Kyle O'Reilly taking on Jon Moxley, and JR does join commentary here. There's no time limit, but everyone is still banned.
Can I just say something funny I noticed when I'm looking at Cage Match? Is that there's no time limit, but this one went under the 20-minute time limit.
That's funny.
So we didn't need it.
Irony. I like that.
Which I guess it's fine, because like that's fair. Like not every match, it doesn't mean like it's destined to go over the 20-minute time limit. I just do think it's funny.
Yes.
But at least it's not like where you have a 3-minute time limit. It's like
we'll get to that. There's a couple of those this week coming up. O'Reilly's one step ahead early on with strikes and submissions. We get Mox with a power slam, some holds and counters. Mox heads to the floor. O'Reilly hits a knee off the apron. Kicks and head smashes into the steps, but Moxley is defiant. More kicks and Mox moves, and O'Reilly kicks the ring post. So now we have O'Reilly's leg is kind of giving out, and obviously Moxley's going to zero in on that and attack it for several minutes. Running stiff knee to the chest finally stops Moxley.
That was a stiff one, yeah.
More holds and counters. Mox still focusing on the knee. O'Reilly blocks a dragon screw, applies an armbar before transitioning to an ankle lock.
I love when he does that.
And I'd made a note. So nice. He is the master of this style. Like the MMA/wrestling style.
Yeah.
We always say nobody does it better than O'Reilly. And then my next note says, JR adds no value to this broadcast. It's just like he's not quick enough to say anything clever on the fly anymore.
He's just not what he used to be.
He's just grandpa there, adding nothing really to it for me. Moxley heads to the floor, takes a stomp when he returns. Then Moxley with a cutter out of nowhere. Both men are down. O'Reilly rebound into a double clothesline after some aggressive clotheslines from Moxley. The crowd is divided but very vocal, so they're kind of rooting for both of them at this point.
Yeah.
Kneeling strike exchange. Mox lariat, huge Death Rider. Choke countered into an O'Reilly ankle lock. Moxley grabs O'Reilly's ankle. O'Reilly transitions into a pinfall for 2. And then Moxley applies the ankle lock, the same thing that he's kind of been a victim of, right?
He's kryptonite, yeah.
And O'Reilly, unfortunately, has to tap out just under 19 minutes. So, yes, under the time limit.
Yep.
Man, I thought this was fantastic, too. And
I agree.
Feels different from all the matches before.
I think these guys have such a unique chemistry.
Yes.
Like I remember we talked about it at Full Gear, because I want to say, I'll look at it while I'm kind of talking about it, but I remember it was right after, remember Fletcher and Briscoe had their like no DQ match at Full Gear, and then this one was right after. Remember, it was no holds barred, so we were like, oh, it's kind of an odd choice to do those back to back, right? Oh no, sorry, this one was before Briscoe Fletcher. Same, my point still stands though. But I remember it was cool because that one was like no holds barred, where they were just like kind of going for more ruthless holds. They were using a fork. They didn't use a lot of weaponry like the no DQ match did, right? This one was more just like a brutal like MMA type fight. Like they have that kind of chemistry. This one was kind of like that too. A lot of submissions are exchanged, a lot of limb targeting, a lot of like just technical work, right?
Yep.
But I just really like that, right? It did, like you said, it really does stand out on a show like this. And normally that's not always my forte, but when it's, again, O'Reilly, like you said, is so good at blending that style.
So good.
And then Moxley, to his credit, can match him there.
So he kind of mixes like brawling and technical,
yes,
right?
but it still works. And I like that because they're a little different, but they're going to a similar level. And no one else on this card, and not many people in the company, are really doing it like that, right?
And it was kind of, the story of this was kind of like, if it weren't for O'Reilly's leg, he probably was out wrestling Moxley, right?
Yes, I like that because...
But Moxley's going to take advantage of it for the win, as he
right.
should.
The one error of kicking the post, that's really what screwed him here, and then that allowed Moxley to get him there and win. And I did kind of like that Moxley ends up winning the same way he's been losing. Like, it's kind of that poetic ending.
And O'Reilly has this ability, his fake fighting feels realistic to me.
He's really good at it.
I
like you
feel
talk
like
about Danielson's kicks, like O'Reilly's just that in general, I feel like.
I'm watching a real fight. These guys, just great intensity, great chemistry and storytelling. Excellent match. I'm happy for O'Reilly to get on a pay-per-view and get a showcase like this, even though he didn't win. And surprise, surprise, we both picked this one too. You'll notice we're not even going over our certainty score. I wonder why.
You will notice that.
Over under accurate for this beauty?
This one was, where is... I lost. Oh, there it is. 7.68.
Wow, I'm over. I went 4.25, which would be 8.5. I thought this was awesome.
4.5.
4.5. Okay, that's fair.
I had to think about it for a second, but I really liked it. These guys just have great matches.
I'm not usually that far off of cage match.
Because what would that be? Are they saying?
So you said 7 what?
7.5. Or it's like just above 7.5.
So 7.5. That's like 3 3/4.
That's disgusting.
I agree. So Ospreay Samoa Joe is next, another Owen Hart quarterfinal, I guess. Ospreay attacks Joe before the bell. I think showcasing that more aggressive, like Death Rider's influence, I would guess, right? Which is good.
Sorry, what about this?
Ospreay attacking Joe before the bell.
Yes,
That's not an Ospreay move.
I thought you were talking about. I saw someone point out his attire is a little darker too.
Didn't notice.
I was gonna say that's not a thing you would say.
Joe eventually runs over Ospreay and is mad at the ref. We get an Ospreay with a dive to the floor and a 450 in the ring. Sasuke specials countered into a choke. Ospreay sent neck first into the barricade. Pretty hard looking fall there. Joe with a running boot in the corner as Joe slows things down and starts to target Ospreay's neck. Rolling elbows drops Ospreay. Knees up on a Joe senton. Ospreay takes over. Stomps Joe's arm. Leaping Domagiri. Both are down. Ospreay works the arm a bit before landing a handspring, leaping, twisting kick, whatever that thing is.
That corkscrew kick.
Joe walks away from an Oz cutter.
And
lands a senton, then a power bomb into a Boston Crab, then an STF.
Also like that.
Very cool sequence there from Joe. Strike exchange. Ospreay's down. Ospreay floats over into a Styles Clash for 2. I thought was really cool. Hidden Blade for a near fall. Second one countered into a nice power slam from Joe.
That was really crisp.
Ospreay back to the arm with La Mystica. They even pointed it out. Commentary there. Joe counters into a choke. Joe hits that corner STO that he does. It looked great. Straight into the Kakina clutch. Ospreay's fading, but he grabs the ropes. Ospreay escapes a muscle buster attempt, catches a hidden blade, but Joe kicks out at 1, and then just another hidden blade, and it's over after 14 minutes. So kind of short matches by AEW
I'm looking at it, on cage match. I was thinking like the longest one is Stadium Stampede, and the next longest one is the main event.
I still thought this was pretty awesome.
I really liked it. Yeah, it felt like a fun blitz. Like Ospreay going right away, I think helped it out too.
And Ospreay just showing some influences of the Death Rider style. Like he's not fully adopted them. He hasn't been with them for long, but he's starting to
teamed with them on the Collision Hour of Dynamite
to show some signs. And Joe is just like, he can work with anyone, right?
Yeah,
and his stuff looks great.
So, I love seeing him on pay-per-view still at this day and age.
So this could have been another 5 minutes and I would have been fine.
Yeah, I agree.
But I thought another super strong match on this show. And just, again, there's stakes automatically because it's a tournament match, which I think is enough to just sort of add interest.
I like that as well.
Surprise, surprise, we both picked this one correct.
Wow.
And over under accurate.
You were making a case for Joe, though.
I was trying to, yeah. Not that I picked him.
This one's an 8.54. So
wow.
Higher than the last match. I can't say that.
I said 4 stars, which would be an 8. I think and it's 14 minutes, right? For me,
I did really like it but it was short.
It'd be really hard to have a 14-minute match that's 4.5 stars to me, but it's possible, not impossible.
It was really good though. I'll agree with you. I'll level with you on 4 stars.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. Enjoyed the next one too.
A little
Just
more,
keeps on
I'd
rolling.
say.
It is Swerve Strickland taking on good old Bandito in another Owen Hart Cup match. So it's same stakes on the line as the previous one, which is always like something on the line.
That's what we like with C2.
Bandito is one step ahead of Swerve early until Swerve runs him over with a clothesline. Bandito executes the one-armed gorilla press to to Swerve.
He does it to himself.
Dumps Swerve to the floor, runs him into the barricade. Super kick. Swerve's in a chair. Bandito cannonball off the apron. Maybe an homage to his buddy Brody King.
I would imagine.
Bandito in control until he dives into the corner and Swerve moves. Swerve slows things down. Suplex into the corner. Looked pretty good. Swerve targets the neck that he attacked weeks ago. Bandito Tornillo, several forearms, German suplex, frog splash for 2. 21 plex cut off by a flatliner was pretty well executed. You can describe it, mother of all house calls.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like Bandito pops him up, Swerve standing on his shoulders.
Awesome.
He kind of does like the house call, just kick to the back of the head, followed up with a Swerve stomp. That like genuinely blew my mind.
I'm so glad he saved that for a pay-per-view match because the crowd reaction to that was like ours.
Especially because this crowd was so great too. Like it was the perfect crowd really to unleash something like that.
Very cool. Bandito counters into a poison Rana off the apron, which was pretty nuts. And then we get a 21 plex to Swerve, who's lying on the ground, but Bandito's neck that has been targeted and previously injured can't handle.
I like that.
Bridge.
That was cool.
Me
and
too.
also the deadlift 21 plex is the superior version.
And then a crazy transition into a Bandito Hurricane Rana. The crowd is electric at this point. Swerve counters another 21 plex into a vertebrae.
That also blew my mind. That was
counter.
So well done. That one, jaw dropping.
Vertebreaker, house call for the win. Man, another terrific match.
This one was, I mean,
I
liked
the time on it. I didn't make
15-15.
Yeah, so quick.
I liked Osprey Joe, but I'm sorry, this one was a way better match.
I
the
agree.
Tournament. This one was awesome.
And the finish was super
Especially
cool.
like you mentioned it with Okada Takeshita, but the final few minutes of this were like a couple of spots in this match I will remember because they were insane.
Yeah, we had some audible reactions, which is always good.
Like I hope this isn't the end of this feud. I hope when Swerve's out of the tournament,
that
we could do this again because
give Bandito his win
twice. Give them twice the amount of time.
Yep. That's my only criticism of some matches on the show is I could have gone another 5 minutes.
I would have added maybe 10 minutes at least to Takeshita Okada. I would have given Mina and Athena at least 5 more. I would have given maybe 5 more to Moxley, O'Reilly too. At least have them go over the time limit. So at least no time limit means something. Like I'm not saying it. Again, I'm not saying them not going over the time limit is a bad thing, but like I feel like it should be something. I think Osprey Joe also, like you said, another 5 minutes would have helped him out, and then this one, you give another 5-10, I would have loved it even more. Like I thought this one was great. They displayed some clear chemistry there, which is why I would love to see this again.
Me too.
Like I'm excited to see Swerve Brody again, but at the same time, it's like Swerve Brody is not this.
There is so much talent in this company, and
there's so much talent on this card.
I'm not trying to say WWE doesn't have a talented roster because they absolutely do, but they don't really let them wrestle. Right?
I saw someone say that too.
It doesn't really matter.
I don't think it's necessarily that AEW has a better roster. Me personally, I might say that they do, but I don't think it's necessarily that.
No,
it's
the
that
style.
It's that they love wrestling more and they're allowed to wrestle more.
And the people who make decisions want them to wrestle. More than just like, hey, create a moment and then work safe.
And I saw on the scrum like Tony Khan talking about supporting in indies because he'll spotlight indie talent for enhancement jobs, right?
Yeah.
Or have
Alley Catch,
right? Or like people like Kevin Knight and Leo Rush were just on House of Glory, like that indie, right? Whereas you have WWE trying to monopolize the indies and trying to get their ID grubby fingers everywhere.
Yep. Hey, if you're half decent, we're signing you, and you can't work.
But not really signing you,
right?
And you can still work indies, but you have to use our name.
That's
so
right.
now it's.
Over under accurate on this.
This one's 8.61, so slightly higher than the last one.
I'm accurate because I went 4 1/4. Which
I
would
agree.
Be
I think more time, it's a 4.5 match easy, but 4 1/4 for now. But this one was fantastic. I thought
loved it. So the women have a tough act to follow again.
Yeah, the women got hosed.
So it's the AEW Women's Championship.
They also got
4-way.
hosed because neither women's match really had a compelling story.
No,
either.
Hayter versus Statlander versus Sheeta versus Tekla. Pretty much exactly what I expected here. So everybody gangs up on Tekla early.
I did like that.
Tekla to the floor. Hayter takes out the other two. Stat and Sheeta miscommunication. This is the story we all knew was going to be furthered by this match.
It was the really only story we had in this match.
Hayter shoves Stat into Sheeta. Tekla caught by the powerhouses, then hit with a missile drop kick from Sheeta. Everyone rolls up everyone else for 2. Everyone's on the floor. Tekla dives onto the rest. Crowd energy kind of seems to be waning at this point a little. I don't think it's the fault of the women necessarily.
No.
It's just...
Like I said, I think in general the pacing of the show was great. And obviously you have to have some match in a dead spot. Or kind of a quote-unquote dead spot. Even though the crowd's not completely dead, there's some like just lulls for the crowd's energy.
Yep.
The women's ones make the most sense just because they're kind of set up with not as much story as anything else.
I know, it's too bad.
So it's not their fault, but it's also, I don't fault them for putting them where they are.
I know. Tekla with a submission to Stat. She fish hooks her. Stat fights back, slams Tekla.
That reminds me of a Lockjaw back when was around.
Tekla with her corner spider thing to Statlander. Statlander picks her up, drops her on her face first in the corner. Tekla spider suplex to Stat, but Shida attacks Tekla, superplexes Hater. Hater, Saito, Stat lariat, Tekla spear, Hater and Stat backdrop suplexes. Cool sequence here. They give them a sequence where they're really just firing through.
There was some good sequences.
Cool looking moves. All four involved in hitting moves in succession. Shida hits a knee to Stat by accident. Tekla octopus style submission to Hater, who escapes.
I thought that looked pretty good, actually.
It did.
She was applying really well.
Hater escapes with a backbreaker and a Haterade for 2. Shida Falcon Arrow to Hater and a leg submission. Stat attacks Shida. They fight to the floor. We get a Stat pump kick to Hater. Leave Stat alone with Tekla. Flurry by Statlander, ending in a Saturday Night Fever, but Shida with a kendo stick shot to Stat. Hater and Shida take each other out on the floor. Tekla stomps Stat for the win. I don't know how long this one was either. What did it say?
Like literally a second shy of 14, it says.
This was a solid 4-way match. I thought
it was good.
Energy picked up in the second half for sure.
Like there were some good sequences involved in I like all these women in ring.
Yeah.
It's just, again, there's not much purpose to this match, like story-wise.
Hurt a bit by the fact that I don't think anyone but Tekla had a chance to win.
I agree.
Either.
I will say,
guess what? We picked it right.
There was a brief moment where I think it might have been when Shida broke the pin for Statlander with the kendo stick. Like there was a second where I thought Shida was going to steal the pin from Statlander and then get the win. Like I did almost think that was going to happen, but then they didn't really capitalize on it. So then at that point, yeah, it's Tekla's game.
So we both picked this one right as well.
Shocker.
Over under accurate?
7.28.
7.28. What are you saying? I'm torn between two.
Like it's pretty good. It's just I feel like I have to level with the other women's match and go 3.5.
So that was what I was thinking, but I think I like this a little better.
I do, but I don't know if it's
not
enough
to bump it up. I'll stay 3.5 as well. So what does that mean? What was over under accurate?
7.28.
So we're slightly over, I guess. We'd be 7. No, we're slightly under. We'd be 7 multiplied by 2. All right. So again, like better than average, not a bad match, just not keeping up with the rest of some of this. This one, I'm curious to see what your thoughts are.
I'm also curious to see your thoughts on this.
Stadium Stampede, 14 people involved. We get a heavily produced vignette for Jericho's group.
I did like that.
I don't really remember.
It was the one where it was just like, it was set to Metallica song. It was kind of cool thing. They would get like a graphic every time someone came in. Omega was smoking a cigar and he coughed
right.
He breathed it in. Okay, so I'll run down the lineup just so you don't have to. It's baby faces. It's Perry, Jericho, Omega, Bucks, Hurt Syndicate, against Andrade, Mark Davis, The Demand, and the Dogs.
Right. The baby faces are in suits. The crowd singing Judas. We get brawling until
Luckily, Judas didn't play during the match.
It did not. Brawling until everyone beats on Ricochet, throws him onto the rest. Andrade hits the three amigos to Perry. Davis pile drives Lashley on a chair. Toa Samoan drops both Bucks and Perry.
That was pretty cool.
Ricochet bounces from rope to rope, hits a shooting star to the floor. Heels all apply leverage on an abdominal stretch. Kind of a silly spot.
Little silly, but you know what? It's not... I'm okay with it, kinda.
I think Stadium Stampede's kind of the spot for silliness.
I saw someone saying, like, it's similar to Anarchy in the Arena, but this one's a little more sillier, while Anarchy in the Arena gets, like, a little more brutal, which makes sense because no blood.
MVP breaks up the abdominal stretch. Baby faces dive onto the heels. We get a contrived corner punch and Rana spot again that we got on Dynamite.
Yeah, I hate that. I hated that.
Many walls of Jericho as Perry moonsaults to the floor. Ref helps set up a table. Dogs avoid...
Right, remember? They were fighting the table.
Dogs avoid being put through a table and they leave. Backstage brawling now. Leo Rush appears. He bites Toa Leona.
I like that, Kim, yeah.
And jumps on his back. Andrade gets his picture.
Because he interacted with Lashley, right? That was the bit.
Yeah. Andrade's going to do the spot where he gets pictures with women in the crowd, but it's Luchasaurus.
I also thought that was funny.
Who sprays mist in Andrade's face. We get Jericho with a bag of tennis balls because this is in a tennis stadium, basically. That was the haha there.
Yeah, and that's what he was doing. Remember when he was FTW champion, he had like I think he had billiard balls at some point.
He did.
He had crochet balls or something.
And Ricochet gets suplexed on them and sells it, so I'm sure the WWE fans are going to be all over that one as well.
That would hurt, though.
On tennis balls?
But just like landing on like hard balls, like
they're not hard though. They're tennis balls.
Okay, but they're kind of
squishy.
Hard. I feel like it would still like hurt a bit.
Ricochet, Death Valley Driver to Jericho on the tennis balls. Some guy backstage I've never seen gets taken out by Davis.
Tommy Invincible.
Oh, right. Sure, whoever that is. You were like, as a non-social media person, I would not know.
Tommy Invincible.
Andrade runs into Satnam Singh now. A food fight starts. Singh throws some production guy. Trash can shots to the dogs. Connor's in a shopping cart with a trash can on his head. Takes a Nick super kick. Finley shillelagh shots and a Connor spear to somebody. I was losing track of things. Forgive me, there's 14 people involved in this. Luther has a giant tennis racket for Jericho to attack Ricochet. Tennis ball machine fires at Ricochet. Baby faces suplex people. Davis almost gets hit by a bus. They try to kill him, basically, right? Perry tries to murder him. Kenny with Snapdragons for a lot of people looked really good.
He was moving quick. I remember when he was fighting out the dogs. Yeah.
V-triggered for Andrade. Toa suplexed off the apron through a table by Shelton. I think that's the first time I've even mentioned Shelton Benjamin. Davis speared through a table by Lashley. Bucks send the dogs through tables. One-winged angel to Andrade off the apron through a table. Ricochet's isolated and just killed by the baby faces. BTE trigger. Khan saves Ricochet from a Judas effect, but takes 7 super kicks and a lion salt for the babyface win here. Kind of what I expected, who was taking the pinfall. Guess what? We both picked this one correctly again.
What?
I don't even remember what I gave it. Oh, there you go. I thought super chaotic. These are really hard to rate for me because none of the carnage really matters for anything, but parts of it are entertaining. And yes, there's silliness, but I'm fine with it.
So, because I watched
weak build random teams.
I watched Steven and Larson's star ratings, actually.
They're good dudes.
And I think it was Larson was saying, if you took like the first 7 minutes and the last 7 minutes, it's like amazing. But there's a lot of dandruff in the middle.
There is.
I will say some bits made me laugh, like the Leo Rush cameo and the Luchasaurus bit made me laugh. Like those are funny. So like I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy this.
I do too, and I think
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
It's like a silly little interlude in a pretty serious show. You know what I mean?
Right, and it's a decent like change. So I like as much as I didn't care about the few going into it, and I didn't like how many people were in it. It was a fun time, and
we picked this one correctly, believe it or not. And over under accurate?
It's a 8.36.
I'm a little bit under. Actually, I'm under. I went 3.75. So that'd be 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say it's fair. I'll agree just because like it's hard to rate.
I couldn't quite get to 4.
Like I said, that's what you're saying. It'd be a 4-star match if you took like the best minutes of this.
Right. So I'm saying like I liked it less than Joe Osprey, but more than the women's, and that feels right. That feels like the slot for me.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Then it is main event time. This show moved really quickly, even though there was 9 matches on it. Just really good pacing to the show. It's MJF taking on Darby Allin for the AEW World Championship. My thing is, Darby arrives through the sewers, ? Remember that?
No.
There's a vignette of he's like in the sewers. Anyways.
I don't know how I don't remember that.
So it's title versus hair. Immediate side headlock takeovers as a nice callback. Darby crashes and burns on a dive. MJF's, oh my God, remember that? It was right away when Darby crashed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they're going to have to stop the match. He
catches his feet on the ropes, and then he caught his feet on the ropes, and then he landed like that.
I was worried about him. And MJF smiling maniacally, which was cool. We get an MJF powerbomb onto the apron to follow up. MJF slingshot cutter. He starts biting Darby. Forearm stops a coffin drop. MJF follows up with a powerbomb on the knee. I love that move. Josh Alexander, you stole it.
It's great.
Darby dives again, but more successfully this time. MJF moves. Darby coffin drops the apron, of course. MJF gets the steps, package pile drives Darby on them again.
That looked epic.
Looked really good, like dangerously good almost. MJF with a diving stomp to Allen's left arm. Scorpion deathlock by Allen, but MJF gets his knees up on the coffin drop that follows. A million back and forth pinfall attempts. Almost too many for me in that little spot. We get a Darby code red for 2. Darby dives again, takes out the cameraman because MJF pulled him into the way at the last second.
They also changed camera angles. It looked awesome. I thought.
Allen in a chair. MJF has clippers. Allen fights them off with the guillotine. puts MJF on a table, climbs the scaffolding, and we get a coffin drop through the table.
Crazy high.
Actually made contact. I thought for sure MJF was going to move.
Yeah, you were calling it that MJF was going to move.
So we did get blood. The back of Darby's head is bleeding.
But
in this.
I was saying I think that's hard way.
It was, for sure. Back to the ring for a coffin drop for a near fall. Scorpion death drop. Up top for a coffin drop. But MJF pops up, hits the ropes to topple Darby. MJF avalanche pile driver and a headlock
Avalanche
takeover.
Tombstone, he absolutely stuck
He
it
did.
too.
And a headlock takeover just to rub salt in the wound. He picks up the win. How long was this one? I didn't make
24.
24
It's also
minutes.
worth noting at one point Darby like passed out during the Scorpion Deathlock.
Right.
So it's like the whole till the wheels fall off thing.
And I saw someone point out that MJF was clearly scouting because Darby was the last couple matches he had in his little title run. He would have a submission. I don't know if it was
he would do Scorpion Deathlock and then
they'd get the ropes and he'd immediately go and hit the coffin drop.
Yeah,
right?
remember he did that in the Speedball match, and I
Right.
think maybe the night one too. I know he did that in a couple matches.
I thought another excellent match, a really good main event, some crazy spots as we expected. Darby's short run comes to an end, but he made the most of it, and it's memorable.
It will
for sure.
be memorable, I think.
So
forever.
I thought another really strong match on this
great.
card.
And then after the match, we had Darby getting stretchered out.
Right.
MJF's going to attack him, and Knight runs down to make the save. And then I thought the way this was done was amazing. Knight's like, he's like kind of standing up top the corner, looking at MJF, and Darby's like stretchered at ringside there, perfectly placed.
And you start to
and
go,
then,
oh, it could.
Literally, as he looks down, like, oh no, and then he UFO splashes Darby on the stretcher, and then like shoves him off. I thought that was amazingly executed.
Only way it's better is when he hits the splash. If the stretcher had just collapsed.
Yeah, I thought that would have been great.
Because I think that's what they wanted. Because then Knight kind of shoves it over.
Yeah, I do think that was it. But I thought I'll talk about the match in a second. But I thought the heel turn from Knight came out of left field. I thought it was great, and I'll say I think I liked his explanation as well. We'll talk about that on Dynamite.
Yeah, it's like a standard wrestling trope, but it makes sense.
It works.
Yeah,
I think
so too.
But anyways, yeah, I thought the Knight's heel turn was expertly executed because I was like, he's come out to say Darby before, so it feels like sure we're gonna do that because MJF's being an ass again, totally fine. And then just again the camera work, the positioning of Knight and Darby. As he's looking down, you come to realize I'm just like, oh, it was perfect.
And
I thought this and the Fletcher heel turn were both great.
And what a moment for Knight, who's like
cement him as
the last indelible image on like an amazing show.
That's a great way to cement him as like a guy they see the future. And like you ended a pay-per-view with a huge moment for him.
And like an amazing pay-per-view.
Great pay-per-view. And again, I say a great turn.
Yeah.
I thought it was expertly executed.
Yeah. Again, we both picked this. So yes, we again picked every match correctly. That's the second time that's happened. And then I get cocky and say how good we are, remember? And then
that's
failed
when you
miserably.
really flubbed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought a really strong match again here.
I agree. I like this one. It's one of the ones where I felt like at least it got the time I wanted from it. Which again, no shade to the other matches. They were all amazing still. But this one was great. And I thought it felt different from their other matches too. I can't really explain how, but it felt different to me.
Over under accurate?
8.97.
8.97. So I'm under. I went 4.25.
I liked all the big spots from this one.
I couldn't put it at or above Okada Takeshita, so I went slightly under at 4.25. Thought it was excellent.
I agree. I think 4.25 is fair.
So overall, fantastic show. Show of the year contender. Like how many 4-star plus matches, which for us as hard graders, right, is pretty awesome. 4 hours of fantastic wrestling. I wasn't tired at all. I paid for this full price. I have no regrets. I don't think I ever have, other than one. I was not super impressed to pay for it, but everything else I've ever bought from them has been great. Letter grade for this one. It's an A or an A minus. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go A minus because
I agree.
One of the women's matches were more of a standout.
So it's two things. One, better women's matches. Two,
little more time.
The time.
Or you cut a match, and I guess unfortunately, based on our ratings, it would be the women's, and then spread that time out.
I agree. Like that's to 10 minutes, and honestly, I'd probably give the 5 and 5 to the two matches that sandwiched it. But yeah, and if my biggest complaint of the show is that I wanted more wrestling, in this way, I think it's a good thing because it was so good. It's not like WrestleMania where there's like no wrestling, so it's like, hey, I want more wrestling on my show. This one is just, I just want a bit more of the matches we got.
And it's like they respect my time and they don't. It's literally
That's true. They're not wasting time here.
It's literally a match, a quick, slick package to sort of remind you of what the next thing is, and then boom, here we go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is like, it's not like you want more matches because they spend my time giving me a 16-minute entrance and a 15-minute ad between matches. It's like they kept their time. They used their time well. It's just I wanted to use more of it.
It's like wall-to-wall action. So great show. I'm going to go an A-.
I agree, but it's a great show.
Fantastic. And now we'll transition into sort of the follow-up from that show. That is to talk about this Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. So our streak of watching Dynamite live ended because you were at work and my parental units, your grandparental units,
They probably would have been out in time.
were visiting. But we do have the honor of the cat with us.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know if she's visible on camera. I'm trying to see how long.
Toast is here. Is she visible on camera?
I would imagine that she's kind of under the desk. Like,
she's not super visible. A little bit, maybe. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell Mom you don't want subs.
I do not want Firehouse. I do love Firehouse. If you'd like to sponsor us, Firehouse, but I don't need one.
I just saw when I was at the mall today. Actually, I didn't realize they were in Marketing Co.
Yeah, they are in there now.
There's some good local Ontario talk for all you people who are totally from around here.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, yeah, we did not watch it live this week.
We did not.
So
you knew Jay White wasn't coming before we watched it. Because you get spoiled. I don't.
No Jay White on Double nothing either. No. Actually, worst show ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, if every show that didn't have Jay White in the last year was a terrible show, then we wouldn't have any good shows left.
True.
So, does she have enough space, girl? There we go. Okay. I've moved over a bit. Okay. Anyways, this one was. I think she's settling.
All right.
This one was another. What do you call it? Dynalision.
Dynalision. Yeah.
We did not watch.
Only the part the main event bled into it, we watched that. Yeah. Right. So,
the only thing I saw that were notable on there that I told you was there was the Fletcher promo to follow up for Double Nothing, and then I heard the lights out street fight
was good.
With Sheeta and Statlander was.
I'd check that out maybe.
Yeah, the women do tend to deliver the hardcore matches, even if they're. I don't like that they just hotshot that. I was like. The Sheeta Statlander angles really, because it was, we were saying the story felt kind of missing
beginning and end, no middle,
and then Double Nothing felt like, okay, that's where it's gonna finally go somewhere, and then already we're done. Like, let's do a match.
Very WWE style.
I agree. That's why I thought it was weird. Anyways, we get Ospreay backstage to kick off the show. This is from after his match, I assume, or like during Double Nothing. It looked like Renee congratulates him on his way, and he's going to the doctor's room. And where he runs into Omega already there. Omega wants to address the elephant in the room, and he's talking about the Death Riders. He says he would have done anything to help Ospreay reach his dream, and it would have been so easy. And Ospreay says it would be if he showed up. And Omega says he lost his chance. He can't bounce back the way he used to. There's a lot of things that go into it, and they're not the same guys they used to be, but they can do crazy things together. He tells Willow to be careful of Death Riders. Mox comes in, says it's good advice. We all have our skeletons, and the truck is outside. Omega says he'll leave them to do whatever they do. I think he mentioned the neck bridges, which I thought was funny.
Yes.
And he tells Ospreay to call him whenever. Ospreay tells him not to give up on the world title. I like this again because I like these post pay-per-view conversations we've gotten between Omega and Ospreay, because we had this after Dynasty, and that one I really, really liked. This one, not as much, but I thought it was still good. I'm interested to see where it goes, and just I'm more so how it plays into one Ospreay's journey with the Death Rider stuff and on the way to world title, and also Omega's title hopes, right? This, because some people have been pushing for Omega Ospreay all in. This segment does make me think we could be doing it. Like, there's a lot of theories that Omega's going to win the title at Redemption, and like the only thing I don't like about that is that Omega's holding the title for only like a month before All In.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate like the title quote unquote hot potatoing, because you've been saying
we're in that era.
That's fine, but if that's gonna be Omega's last title run, then it shouldn't be a month long. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be his last one. I don't.
Hopefully it's not, but it like just because it could be, right? Yeah. But I do think it's possible because we've been building, like I said, we had the conversation after Dynasty that I really like. We had this conversation, and the show's called Redemption. It's in Canada, and apparently, like, the colors and design of the logo are similar to Omega's newest merch, right? So there's a pretty good... Oh, she's getting up. There's a pretty good chance, like, or there's at least a decent chance that that's Omega winning the title. I could see it happening, right? So I'm kind of interested to see where this is going. I do think it's possible, and I did like Moxley coming in, not being offended. Like, the way he handled that was interesting to me.
I like this too. I think it's kind of like a little bit of a complex story for wrestling.
And they feel like real human conversations,
Yes.
right? That's the thing.
So Osprey
and she's on the floor.
Osprey is like the super baby face who needs to have a little more edge wants to start doing whatever it takes to get to the top because he hasn't made it there in this company, even if it means aligning with Death Riders to some degree. And that decision would ruffle the feathers of other baby faces. So
especially someone like Omega, yeah.
And again, he's having interactions with different people and sort of heels and baby faces. So it's kind of complex for wrestling. I like it a little bit.
I agree. I am interested to see where it goes. And I do kind of like what they're doing. Yeah, she does. She just have to get here. Anyways, then next we also follow up on something else important from Double or Nothing. We get to hear from Kevin Knight finally. Bye, Bijou. Oh, what is she doing? Anyways, she looks scared of something. I don't know. Anyways, the fans are angry. They are chanting obscene things at Kevin Knight. They do not like what he's done. He says all he's been hearing about is people asking him why he did what he did at Double or Nothing. He says he told Darby not to let him down and not let the people down, but then at Double or Nothing, he blew it. He makes a sports team reference as well. He says he's on the fans' side and Darby let us all down. And he decided not to trust the process anymore. He wanted to take matters into his own hands. He says who's the last person MJF was looking up at? It was him. So he should have been the one in the main event, Double or Nothing, but instead he was back watching from the sidelines, and he's not a bench player. He's a highlight every time he steps in the ring, but he's not here to take part. He's here to take over. He trusted Darby because when he first got here, Darby told him not to waste any time. So when he saw Darby couldn't get the job done, he didn't waste any time taking him out. Then Speedball comes out, and he says he knows Knight. He says they're such a great team because they want to be the best, but Knight is impatient and he makes mistakes. And what he did to Darby was a mistake, but they can fix it if he apologizes. He offers his hand. Knight brushes by him, then turns around to attack him, and he lays him out with a Uranagi. I thought this was a solid promo from Knight. I think the whole third person of like referring to himself as the Jet works better now that he's a heel.
For sure.
Now it feels like
and maybe that was like a breadcrumb intentionally
right.
too.
Right? I could concede to that, right? Like I like that. And I did like the different presentation from him overall, just the way he walked out, his mannerisms, the way he was dressed as well, I thought, compared to before. I thought he fared solid for his first heel promo. I liked his rationale as well. Like you said, it's a basic wrestling trope, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work, right?
I agree.
I think it could be really great for you with Darby. And I liked it because I pointed out to you, we didn't catch it because it was on, I think, that collision portion last week. But that he said, don't let me down, don't let us down. So I was like, I'm willing to bet that's his rationale. And then we see it here, and it's exactly what it is. So I like that. It works. It's not surprising, but it works. And I also look forward to the Jet Speed Implosion match, which apparently we're hot shotting next week. I don't love that. But the real feud's Darby, I guess I can understand it. Like, the Speedball breakup is just part of this.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but I wish Jet Speed got to win the tag titles first because they were so fun together, but it's fine. It is what it is. I think their match should be more interesting with an established heel-face dynamic because I always assumed their first match would come, I think, other than C2, I guess. I think they had a C2 match, right? I'm pretty sure.
I want to say yes, but I'm not confident.
I think they did. Yeah, they did. Anyways, other than that, I thought like their next match, I thought it still wouldn't babyface, right? So I do think it's interesting that it'll be different.
I liked him as a heel here more than I expected to. And yes, the reasons aren't really new or complicated, but they don't need to be.
But it fits, and I like because he's like the cocky young guy,
cocky
now, right?
And he's tired of waiting for his chance.
And he's like, "Hey, I beat this guy that you just lost to, so you suck. I'm moving past you," kind of thing. I like that.
I feel like he sounded more natural here than he has as a babyface.
Well, because like as a babyface, he just wasn't. I don't know. Now that he's like the young cocky dude, it just like it kind of fits. He's like.
And
he's the Jet because he's trying to like rocket up to the top. Like there's it works.
And there was a time in my wrestling fandom where I would have said like, but his moveset is babyface. But I don't really think that's
Pac,
a thing.
Ricochet.
Yeah, I think there's enough
Osprey
examples of that now that I don't really worry about it. So yeah,
I was thinking that too, but that's the thing where you can wait and see.
I'm here for it. I think, especially looking back now, his babyface run was kind of missing something. And I feel like he's showing a bit more personality.
I did always kind of feel that way. That like he was really great, and I liked that they were pegging him as a future world champion, but something needed to change, right?
Yep.
And maybe this is it. And I'm fine with that. And what I like too is I remember when Swerve had just turned heel, it was kind of like he was kind of whispering in Knight's ear. So now like you could have that follow up. Swerve Knight Alliance maybe. Like Swerve could be like the mentor. I know it's like, oh hey, we're pairing the Black Wrestlers together again, but like but that happens anyways, and I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
So
it would. Yep. No, I was fine with this. I was more fine with this than I thought I would be.
I agree. And if Knight really needed a mouthpiece, which I don't think he doesn't seem to.
No.
But Nana could work for that too if you were to align with Swerve.
Yeah. But I mean, Swerve still talks even though he's with Nana.
Right, but that's true. Knight could, but I'm saying if Knight needs it more.
Yeah.
Swerve doesn't need Nana.
No.
I think it's a good act.
It is.
Anyways, then the demand, we have them in an interview. Ricochet is not concerned with anything to do with Jericho. They only won Stadium Stampede because they ganged up on Khan 7-1. Everyone's banned from ringside, so Jericho has no one to save him. And Jericho's going to find out he's out of this world or something.
Yeah, it's just a reminder of how we got here and that no one's allowed at ringside. So
I said this was fine. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Then it's Jericho versus Ricochet. Yay, hot opener. We get Springboard Clothesline and Running Shooting Star from Ricochet for 2. Old Man Dive to the 4 from Jericho. Death Valley Driver on the apron from Jericho. Chop Exchange. Brainbuster from Jericho for 2. Spaceman Planche on a suplex on the floor from Ricochet.
Bless you.
And then Jericho gets back in the ring and Ricochet hits the Springboard Phoenix Splash for 2. Walls of Jericho locked in. Ricochet goes after Jericho's bad leg to get out. Ref almost gets it. Or gets hit. Sorry, not gets it. Ricochet with a low blow out of view, followed by Rico Salt for a near fall. Ricochet goes for a 630 but misses, and then Jericho hits a code breaker for 2. Ricochet does all the legwork to make the Judas effect look good. Jericho then barely lands the Lion Salt for the win. And then after, the way I summarized the post match was Ciampa gets the chafe.
Yeah, unfortunately. I thought Jericho actually hit some good-looking stuff here, the Death Valley Driver and the Brainbuster specifically, but the Lion Salt, like, he can't get fully over now. He kind of almost lands on his hands and then, like, flips the rest of the way.
Yeah.
However, I will say this match was better than I expected. I thought an enjoyable TV match.
It's as enjoyable as a modern Jericho match, I think, can get now.
I still don't want to see much of Jericho, but it is nice to see that, yes, he can have a good match that I'm not offended by watching. And
for me, Ricochet did a lot of legwork for sure.
Of course. The aftermath, I keep saying week after week, I'm so happy for Ciampa, but now he has to risk the Jericho chafe. But I think it's quick. Hopefully it's a quick program.
The Ricochet one surprisingly quick. I'm surprised it's over.
And Ciampa's an established veteran. He doesn't need to be elevated by Jericho. So I feel like...
Well, he won't be even if he did.
It's a worse situation if you're a younger wrestler trying to come up with Jericho.
I agree, but at the same time, counterpoint to that, Ciampa's new in this company.
I know. I still don't want it, but hopefully it's quick and painless.
I'm pretty angry about it.
And I hope Ciampa wins. But...
This was fine. It wasn't as bad as I expected, but it doesn't mean I loved it. It was fine. At least Ricochet's out of the Jericho vortex sooner than expected. He's getting rid of that chafe. But then that does mean someone else will suffer. Unfortunately, it's Ciampa.
It is.
Ciampa's got to get the chafe. Really disappointed because he's been on such a roll.
Yep.
So I'm hoping it's quick and painless.
Me too.
He can just take his loss and move on. Then we get Andrade promo. He says, now stupid Stadium Stampede is over. He can focus on the world title. He says MJF can't compare to a real Latino man like him.
He takes his hat off and showing his hair, I guess.
Again. And then, the deal with MJF and Don Callis family is over, so he's coming for the title. I think this got cut off by our commercials, but it's solid. I like Andrade back.
It wasn't much to feel very strongly about for me there, no.
Yeah,
fine.
It was solid. Then we get what they call a Superstation Showcase 4-way. I think it's just one of those money matches because they mentioned...
It's a way to put 4 guys together.
It's Orange Cassidy, it's Brian Cage, it's Leo Rush, and Roosh. The day has finally come
where
we have to deal with Rush
nightmare.
And Roosh.
Yeah.
So for the sake of my brain, I labeled Leo as BH for Blackheart, and Roosh is Roosh. So hopefully I don't mess this up. We get Cage and Roosh going back and forth, and a botched tilt-roll head scissors from Cage. Cassie's facial expression, I thought, when he was being freaked out by Rush was great.
Leo Rush's mannerisms are cool.
I think he's doing a really good job.
And I think it's just like he's an unhinged dude. It's not that he's like any sort of supernatural or
I don't think it's supernatural. I think maybe he would believe he's like some otherworldly creature, like something else, but like it's a psychological thing, right? And like clearly his mind's broken, so it causes him to be this. His mental state causes him to be this Gollum type guy.
It interests me.
I agree. Like I'm a fan, I'd say. Even though like I'm not sure I think what I said was I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Cassidy with the kicks of doom to Rush, but he's keeping a distance. Rush goes for the low pace suicide dive, gets caught by Cage because obviously Rush is like a small dude and Cage is like
not
a jacked Steve Blackman, you said? Roided Steve Blackman.
Like even more jacked Steve Blackman.
He used to, when he
beard.
had like the hair for it, when he had his hair cut that way, he was literally Zangief.
He's a close personal friend of the pod.
He is.
Brian Cage.
Uncle Brian.
Yeah.
Uncle Brian.
Uncle Brian.
Cassie dives onto both of them. Outside in superplex from Cage. He stalled it a bit. Looked insane. I didn't note it, but I'll mention the post-match too. At one point, he caught and went for a Falcon Arrow, or he hit a Falcon Arrow, and it looked like he was going for a Drill Claw.
And he didn't.
And I was so angry.
It was upsetting.
Oh my God. Cassie at the Tilt-A-Whirl DDT to Cage for 2. Archer and your boy, Rocky, appear to attack Cassie. He handily takes out both of them until Jake Doyle returns. So yay, Jake Doyle's back.
Yeah, good for him.
Lays out Cassie, and then Conglomeration come to fight them. So I guess this explains why Takeshita had them with him to fight. Okay. Makes sense. Rush with the spear to Roosh for 2. That surprised me.
It was nice.
It was good, yeah. And then Roosh gets the one with Bull's horns, so good for him.
I figured he would because he's been featured in vignettes. And
I thought there's a decent chance, but I feel, honestly, like, it would have been safe to bet on Cassidy.
So this, I thought, had the potential to be a lot better than it was because it turned out it was just a vehicle to get the Conglomeration and the Callis family to get their thing going and to get Roosh a win because he's been featured in vignettes, so he kind of couldn't do that for a couple weeks in a row and then have him lose against Leo Rush. So it basically became a no DQ singles match for the second part. Nothing wrong with the match at all. It did further a couple storylines.
I thought it was fun.
Me too. It was fun, but I thought it was going to be, when I saw it was coming up, I'm like, oh, that could be really fun, even though it does feel random. But yeah, they chose to have it come down to 2 guys, and I'm happy that Roosh got a win there. He's cool.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty inconsequential, but enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting crop of guys. I was glad to see Roosh and Rush on here. I thought, like, 'cause I like seeing them both. I thought Rush is nailing the Blackheart shtick right now. I just want them to start doing more with it to see where it's going. Like, maybe get some segment. Like, I like the bit on Collision they did after Andretti turned on him in ROH. It was like, he was wearing sunglasses and it seemed like he was normal, and then he started to deteriorate after Nigel left. And then he was, like, back to being Blackheart. So, I just want to see him do something with it.
You
like,
should feud with Ciampa over the Blackheart name.
I know, that's why Ciampa's Psycho Killer, right?
Right.
But I like what Rush is doing. I just want to see them do more here. But I was really happy to see Roosh get the win too. Little surprising, but good for him. And then the amount of times Cage caught someone in a suplex position and did hit a drill claw was actually insulting. When he hit the Falcon Arrow, that was just mean.
I know one of my notes was like, maybe people should stop diving at Cage because he just like catches you.
Yeah. Actually, no, keep diving at him. Maybe he'll hit a drill claw one of these days. And I was glad the Doyle's back. Then we get an interview with MJF. He's walking backstage. I like he was dragging the old AW. He's got his Triple B back, of course. Knight comes by and MJF says he loves what Knight did to Darby, and he did to show respect to him. So he must have done it to show respect to MJF. So he says Knight has a bright future. I love that the second Knight turns heel and like shows that kind of tendency that MJF likes. He's like, oh, I love you. Like, even though he was like feuding with Knight before and he was like against him, he's like, oh, I love you, bro. Like, that was some great work. You know, you've got a bright future. You're the future. And then the second Knight's like, no, I still want your belt. He's like, screw you.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really funny.
Very on brand for MJF.
Because Knight says it had nothing to do with Max, and he said one day he'll be in for the world title. He says goals are good and you'll see him around. Then Knight and Fletcher come face to face after MJF leaves, and Fletcher says Knight has a nice belt. I like that as well.
Yep.
And Callis is kind of like, you mentioned the Knight
light
thing,
recruiting,
like,
I feel
yeah,
like.
there's some light recruitment there, yeah. So I like this. I like setting up potential matches between Fletcher and Knight and MJF again. But the issue with that, they're all heels.
They are.
And not only are they all heels, MJF's the mega heel, and Fletcher and Knight just recently like super established themselves as heels.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fletcher can be like, oh, he'll return for injury, maybe he's a babyface. Nope, he's a heel. Knight was a babyface. Nope, he's a heel. So while I do like that, it makes logical sense.
Yeah.
For example, for Fletcher to be like, hey, that's my belt.
Yep.
Because he didn't lose it. I don't think it's
so
gonna
then
happen.
that doesn't matter if it's a heel. If it's like, hey, that's my belt. Like it's
It
whoever
does,
has
but
it.
I just mean that it means like with the match, it's like,
Yeah.
who are meant to cheer for? Unless you have them do that match and like either Takeshita or Speedball or Darby get involved. But I just say like, I'm just saying it makes it less likely we'll be getting these matches anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yep. I think that Knight sounds more natural as a heel, and I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I like this interaction.
And I mean, of the two of Jet Speed to turn heel, it was never going to be Speedball.
Can't be Speedball. That'd be a tough sell for me.
That would be terrible. Not only is his offense is debatable. If you could, I mean, I
just
feel
his
like
appearance, the way he
could
talks,
pull it off.
the whole thing.
His offense you could pull off his heel, but yeah, his appearance and the way he talks, especially, he's
tough.
like,
Yeah.
he can't be an evil karate man. Anyways, Briscoe packaged briefly, and then we get Brawling Birds interview. Windsor says best wishes to Willow, and she'll be ready to face her when she's back. She's been wrestling all her life. She's had to prove she's part of the conversation to be the best. Osprey's chasing his Wembley dream. So is she. And the wild card better have some skin in the game because their whole heart's in it. I thought it was a really solid babyface promo from Windsor. I didn't really care about what haters said at the beginning. So it's just like, oh, I lost the double. I was like, well, I'll get her next time.
Yeah.
But I thought Windsor was pretty great here. I could see her winning next week depending on who the wild card is. And she wouldn't be a bad pick to win the whole tournament just because she's
I like her.
Hometown girl.
I'd like to see more of her.
So I'd be interested. She just needs some more character like Osprey has.
I agree. Yeah, I thought this was kind of like, hey, we exist. We want titles. This is kind of our direction right now. And I thought Windsor sounded good.
I thought like maybe they could pivot Hater to the vacant TBS title.
Yeah, they could.
Because they're not doing much else.
I like Hater.
And yeah, Willow doesn't have it. And like, I saw that they're going to address the situation for the TBS title on Collision. So we'll see. Anyways, then we get MJF's title celebration. He brags about beating Darby with a headlock takeover again. He brags about how few men have been, 3-time world champions by the age of 30 and that he's now one of them. We're living in the greatest era imaginable because it's all about him and he's the best, the most complete wrestler in the world. Nobody's close to him. Everyone should get on their knees and bow to him. Then Briscoe's music hits and he comes out. MJF asks him who the hell he thinks he is. Briscoe says MJF's had a place in Philly like if a penguin was wandering in the desert. He talks about how tough Philly people are and Max is anything but. Briscoe says how MJF believes he's so much better than everyone else, but last time they were in the ring, he won and he wants a title match. He asks MJF if he's going to continue being a soft bitch or if he's going to man up. MJF says no. Briscoe pulled his new flag down, and also AEW is a business, and someone like Briscoe being near the title is not good for business. It was bad enough that Darby even sniffed the title.
He called him an emo kid or something.
Yeah. Briscoe challenging for the title would probably put them out of business. There's levels to this. Briscoe is near the level of the devil. MJF leaves. Bazzi goes up the ramp. Roosh comes out. He says it's funny. Briscoe's a chicken farmer and MJF's a chicken shit. Sorry, should have censored that. Then Roosh talks about how he almost beat MJF before and he shouts in Spanish, rips his catchphrase. MJF says Roosh isn't the only one who can speak other languages. He agrees Roosh is under his hell shot so they can have a match next week because he's more marketable than Briscoe.
Right. Briscoe has a legitimate claim here, right? Because he has beaten MJF, so that makes sense. I really liked some of the insults thrown at Briscoe as well. That's very MJF. And what kind of struck me is it's like MJF is doing the heel version of what Darby did to him. He's refusing to wrestle one guy while quickly accepting matches with other guys.
I was going to say, I don't love like MJF doing the open challenge thing like Darby, but
it doesn't make sense, really, no.
I like that he would accept the challenge from Roosh just to spite Briscoe.
Or to keep himself busy so he can't face Briscoe because Briscoe maybe has his number, right?
All
so
the above,
whatever
right?
those reasons
and
are.
Yeah, so I like that. And then I was also worth noting, I forgot about the Briscoe and Jeff feud kind of. As someone who remembers things, it kind of just slipped my mind. So I was like, oh yeah, they had a great feud and we were there for the tax match. And I like that we're doing the thing that we did for MJF's last title run where we are setting up multiple challengers at once. Remember last time we were saying like Omega, Hangman, Andrade, Brody King. So I like that we're kind of starting that trend already. We're setting up Knight, Roosh, Briscoe. I like that, right?
And I think MJF could have a really good match, and I just hope it's a bit of a showcase for Roosh, so people who don't know him that well will be like, damn, this guy is good. Because he is. He's great.
Remember although it'll be a weird... MJF was babyface?
They're both such strong heels that it's going to be a weird dynamic.
But Roosh has been kind of getting over.
He is. People are finishing his catchphrase and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So hopefully.
There's a difference between that, to me, and then if you were to do Fletcher Knight right now. Fletcher Knight, we both have like concrete reasons to hate their guts.
Mm-hmm.
There's no room to be like, okay, we'll kind of cheer this guy for this match.
Yeah.
There's no room to be like, oh, we like this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Roosh MJF, it's clear MJF's the mega heel. Roosh we kind of like right now.
Yeah, it's true.
So that one works better for me.
Yeah, Roosh is catching on, which I like for him.
And then Briscoe, I like that we can save him for the next pay-per-view or a TV special. I'm up for that. I like that. Jurassic Express, Perry is doing Rocky training.
Yeah, it was in Rocky-inspired stuff. They're in Philly. It was fine.
I liked it. Then we got Claudio versus Brody King, Owen Hart, quarterfinal. They've been wrestling for months to get here. Clothesline stalemate, they eventually both go down. Chop exchange, and they both collapse. Cam on the corner from King. Claudio cuts off a suicide dive with an uppercut. Then the finish comes in. We got a lot of back and forth. Claudio with a pop-up uppercut. Then King comes back with a lariat for the win.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
So this was solid. I'm going to say, like,
Good Haas fight, felt short.
It was fine.
Finish came out of nowhere.
It was a slugfest in the true sense of the term, but it's just a lot of them hitting each other hard and like not bad or anything, but not their best. Like I feel like they had better matches before.
Even commentary at one point were like, "That's the first wrestling move in this match." I think you say it. One of your lines is, "There's a better match in there."
There is a better match in there, which I think we've seen before.
Yeah.
Then we get to hear from Copeland and Christian. They are tag champions now. Cage does his line where he's like, shut up while I'm conducting business. And Copeland's like, whoa, what are you doing? And Cage is saying, what's wrong with that? It's not like he banged any of the others. He's like, well, maybe I did.
And Cope is like, the 90s were a crazy time or something like that. Like he might have banged some moms back then.
Cage tells FTR they're the toughest and the best team they faced, but they're not the tippy top guys. Copeland talks about how they once had to be retired, but they refused to quit and they got their careers back. FTR's in the rearview. Now they're in the now and they want to have some fun. They're going to do a 5-second pose. Cage doesn't want to do it. Copeland asks if the fans want to see it. The fans get hyped. Cage says they don't make fashion photography anymore. Copeland has cameras.
Disposable cameras.
Yeah, he has a whole sack of them. Then the dogs jump them before the post can be struck. Cage gets into the post and hits his bad arm. They send him into the steps and they like put the arm on his steps and they're stepping on it.
Looks
and like
pretty
Finley
good.
smashing with the shillelagh. Then they put the steps on top of Cage's arm and then Connor stomps on it. That was cool.
It was.
Another shillelagh shot to Cage in the ring. Connor spear to Copeland. Finley threatens a cameraman to take their picture and then they do their own 5-second pose, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was solid. It was a fun bit for the Cage and Copeland. A little bit nostalgia driven, but not like it was a harmless one.
Yeah, I thought it was a smart way to set up the next program for them.
I agree. I liked it. And they did keep crushing those normal ways again too. I was a little worried. It's like, oh, we're going to do a happy-go-lucky celebration, but they kept it true to him. And I like the beat down from the dogs. I thought it looked good. And while they have no chance of winning, I just like the notion of treating them as a serious tag team because I thought them being in Stadium Stampede was such a waste, and I thought their pose amused me.
And I thought it was smart because the fans really want the 5-second pose, and the dogs take it away, and the beatdown looked pretty good. And yes, I did the same thing. Too bad the dogs won't win the titles, but I hope they come away elevated as a tag
I agree.
team.
I think it's just good to establish them, so I'm fine with them losing.
Yep.
Then we get Swerve Strickland promo backstage. Nana talks about what they did to Bandito at Double or Nothing, and now Brody's going to step up again. Swerve's going to take the Owen. Swerve congratulates Brody on the win, but if it weren't for him, nobody would know who he is. Brody will get put down worse than Bandito, and conflict creates cash, and he's going to make a lot of money with Brody. Thought that was a great last line. It was simple, but this is good.
I agree. It's just set. We got that match coming. Just sort of set it up.
It's a tournament match, and they've feuded before, so you don't need to do a lot of legwork here.
That's right.
TJ versus blank. I actually didn't write down the names at all.
Ava Everett and Allie Catch.
Thank you.
And my thing is, it's funny because in my opinion, because I've seen her a bunch, Allie Catch is better than both of Mello and
that is funny.
Anna Jay.
Definitely Anna Jay. That doesn't say
Yeah,
much.
Mello had her moments where I liked her,
She
yeah.
did. Thigh of Doom early on, pump kick from Mello, basement blockbuster from Jay, and a pump knee from Mello. Pumping everything. Gore bomb from Jay into a knee from Mello. That did look cool.
It's a cool finish.
That was it. It was a fine squash to reestablish them, and it wasn't long enough for Jay to suck, so...
100% squash. There really was nothing to it at all. It's
Say the thing.
Hey, yeah, I'm bringing back the old gimmick. This was your women's match on the show.
Yeah.
So it was like a minute long, and it was Anna Jay and Tay Mello.
I won't insult Ty Mello that much. I'll say it was Anna Jay.
But very interesting choice made, I thought. But yeah, whatever. I guess it's like, hey, we're still a tag team, and we're devastating, so good luck to them.
Yeah.
This is not when I said that, what are they called? The champions?
So you tell me.
Divine.
Good job.
Demolition, no. Divine.
That's pretty close.
Dominion?
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, you got there by yourself.
When I was like, it'd be awesome if they had a dominant run and we built a babyface team up. This is not what I meant. I should have been more specific.
I still think it's Brawling Birds probably at All In.
But they seem like they're not that tag teamy anymore.
I feel like that's just for now.
I guess, yeah.
Because we still have time.
Could be.
Speedball promo. He says Knight made his choice, and if he wants to go down this road, they can go down opposite sides. He says if Knight wants to show the world who he really is, we'll see how it goes, and he wants a one-on-one match next week. I love when Speedball goes a little different, gets fired up. I thought this was great. And I like that he's still that kind of respectful guy that was like, if you want to go down, that's fine. We can go down this road, but we'll be on opposite. The way he talks, it's like, I love it. He's just so he's so Speedball.
Unique, yes.
He's just so Speedball.
He's one of one.
It's great.
Yep.
And so that'll be a great match because
awesome match. Can't wait.
Then we get Luchasaurus dropping Jack Perry off to the arena in the bus because it's main event time. It's Mark Davis. It's Jack Perry. It's
pirate Mark Davis.
I did write that Davis is a pirate.
Yep.
2 suicide dives back to back with a tope con hilo from Perry to the floor. Repeated corner layers from Davis. Hurricane Rana off the apron from Perry. Then a moonsault to the floor. I thought this was a cool spot. He goes for a basement slide drop kick to the floor. Davis catches him in a wheelbarrow position. Transition to a bulldog from Perry. I thought that was cool on the floor. Brutal suplex on the apron from Davis. Just awesome. We come back from commercial. They're in the corner. Perry's shoeless.
I don't even know if I noticed that.
I did because I was like, oh, he's speedball.
Interesting.
Avalanche DDT from shoeless Perry. We get a super kick from Perry. Then he goes for a pile driver. Eventually gets it, surprisingly, for a near fall.
He did.
Snare trap locked in. Davis gets the ropes eventually. Davis guts off. I meant cuts off. Fix that. Cuts off the glass jaw knee attempt. Pops Perry up into a clothesline. That was cool. He hits his like big run up for the lariat and he hits that for near fall. Perry blocks the gut wrench pile driver, hits numerous slaps in the corner. He goes for Avalanche DDT again. Davis counters beautiful Avalanche pile driver, and Davis gets the win. So we get Davis Ospreay.
It was like a twisting Avalanche pile driver.
It was really cool.
It was cool.
I really like this. I don't
Me
know
too.
about you. I thought the dynamic here was great. I think Perry's a good valiant babyface, and Davis is such a bruiser. Yes, we've seen this match twice recently, but I didn't watch the most recent one, so the fatigue's not there for me.
And I wasn't sure who was going to win, which always adds something for me.
Actually, it was even better because I was pretty sure Davis was going to win.
Yeah.
If anything, because I was like, Davis Ospreay, that just makes more sense. So I like this, and I hope the singles push
Didn't Davis win?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was better.
okay.
I was pretty sure he was going to win. Usually I'm pretty sure he's going to lose.
Oh, okay.
I hope the singles push for him holds strong and the Doyle's back. Maybe I say we team Doyle with Cage now, and we forget about Lance Archer.
Mm-hmm.
Davis is losing to Ospreay, no doubts, but that's okay, because he got that stoppage win, right? So there's that. Good stuff here. I was surprised it was the main event, but it was a good match. I really liked it.
It was good. Same thing as you. Like the heel face dynamic was good. I thought the contrast of styles.
I thought they
was
just
good.
had like the styles contrast. Yeah, it was great.
I
And the
will
chemistry.
say you're a bigger fan of Perry. I'm kind of like 1 foot off the bandwagon. I'm just kind of like, we know what we have right now, and it's fine.
He's good though. He's always good value.
He's never going to be a top tier guy, I don't think.
No, but I like him in the mid card.
Okay. Show overall thoughts.
I thought overall it was a pretty good show. Like I thought they did a decent job of following up on.
I feel like it was back to being
Dynamite.
closer to what I want Dynamite to be.
Yeah.
There's been a couple in the last
I agree.
few weeks that I haven't.
This one was good. Like I will say, the only thing that gets me a knock is no real quality women's match, and the Jericho match was meh. And even then, that wasn't that bad. It was just like I want a better opener. But like we had some good segments following up. The Oscar segment was good. The Knight promo was good. The Copeland Christian segment was good. Swerve was good. I don't think. And like Claudio Border King was a little disappointing. So I think I'm gonna level it at a B.
Me too. It's
almost a B plus though.
I agree. Closer to a B plus than a B minus.
I was gonna go B plus, and I was like, it's not quite there. There are definitely some things I'd like better.
But a good show. Strong showings from AEW as always, almost always for us. So I really enjoyed that. All right, shifting gears, we're gonna do a little bit of trivia before we talk more wrestling. We call it Off the Top of His Head. We're going to go back to the Guess the Wrestler in 5 because I think they're kind of fun and they do one every single day. So I want to give credit where credit's due. It's Cage Side Seats and SB Nation. I don't know if those are the same thing or different things, but trying to give them credit for their stuff that I think is kind of fun. Former IWGP Tag Champ.
Carl Anderson.
Nice. Imagine. No. Former TNA/Impact Tag Champion.
Impact. Oh. Bully Ray. He was IWGP Tag Champ. Don't worry.
It doesn't like Bully Ray. What do I call him?
Bubba Ray? I don't care.
Bubba Ray. Yeah. No. First AEW match was a TNT title match, which he lost.
IWGP Tag Champion, TNA Tag Champion.
First match
lost
was
the TNT title match.
in his first match.
In his first match. Who did he? Juice Robinson?
That's a good guess, I feel like. No, but you're wrong because you're... Oh, here you go. Oh, maybe. Was managed by Maria Kanellis and Scarlett Bordeaux at different points in his career. Is it really him? When you say Maria Kanellis, I think of who?
When you say Scarlett Bordeaux,
I don't think of them.
But I would think of Cross with him. But I know it's not Cross.
Well, he wasn't in AEW, so probably not.
True.
But Bennett wasn't.
But I don't think he challenged for the TNT title, so I don't think it was Bennett. Could be.
Was it the other one?
Give me Taven. I'll do Taven.
Wow. He came up twice on this
I
show.
think it's more like it's Taven than it's Bennett.
It is.
It is Taven?
That sucks. The final clue was Kingdom member is one of only a handful of ROH Grand Slam champions.
That would give it away because Bennett was never ROH World Champion. I think Taven was.
We'll do 3 of them. So let's go for the second one.
We can do more. We'll see.
First pro match was a battle royal won by John Tenta.
I don't know.
Well,
Typhoon?
All right. I can't imagine that's correct. Competed in 7 professional sumo tournaments before focusing solely on pro wrestling.
See, that makes it sound like it
was Tenta. I know.
Okay, wait. Hear me out. If his first match was in a battle royal won by Tenta, who's to say Tenta didn't win his... Okay, you know what? I'm going to take that and say it's Tenta just for fun.
You think they're getting tricky with you?
They could be. They could be throwing me off. If it's Tenta, that'd be hilarious.
John Tenta isn't even in their database.
You do Earthquake,
so I'll
then.
go Earthquake.
Or the Shark?
Yeah, right. No.
Okay. That would have been funny. Because, like, technically speaking, if he won a battle royal in his debut, that technically fits.
Don't even know what this means. Former GHC heavyweight champ.
That's Noah's top belt. Because you know how New Japan does WGP?
Might be helpful for you then.
I don't know who was, like, big in Noah.
And a sumo person.
Akabono?
Does he exist in their database? Akabono? Is it AKI?
AKE, I think. I'll double check it.
I don't have him as an option.
Hold on, let me...
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
There he is. No.
Damn it!
Owned... I don't think this is going to help you. Owned and operated a steakhouse after retiring.
Who did sumo and was in Japan?
I don't know.
Oh, who's the guy? Koji Katao?
Okay. Koji?
I'll double check how to spell it for you.
I got him.
You got it?
Yeah. Nope.
Damn it.
One of All Japan's 4 Pillars of Heaven.
Oh.
He also held AJPW's Triple Crown heavyweight belt. So obviously it's a big deal.
4 Pillars of Heaven. I know it's Masawa, Kabashi.
So who's a sumo guy? Who's the fattest one of the 4?
I'm trying to think of the other one. Taue, I think. And then I don't know who the 4th one is. Oh,
who's the fattest pillar?
I don't remember. It's not. I don't think it's Masawa. And I know it's not Kabashi. So it's either Taue or the one I can't remember.
How do you spell Taue? If that's your guess.
Taue, I think. Akira Taue.
Yep. You want to guess that?
Sure.
You are correct.
Yes. Nice.
Nice.
Okay, we got there. Cool. Now I want to see what the 4 Pillars of Heaven were, because now I don't.
I've never even heard that reference before. So.
Well, yeah, because you're not gonna be watching All Japan much, are you? Who is it's Taue? Oh, Kawada is the one, because that's the one.
The Kawada
Eddie
kicks.
Kingston, Eddie Kingston like
served in the military before getting into pro wrestling.
Corporal Kirshner.
Wow, is that even in here?
I just watched the video.
Corporal Kirshner's not in there.
Okay. Who else is in the military? Guess it could be female, right?
Yeah.
Lacey Evans.
Oh, good call.
It's the only other one I know for sure.
Whoops, I spelled her name incorrectly. She doesn't appear to be in here either.
Who else did military then?
I don't know. We'll just go to the next clue. I'll count that as your guess. Wrong. Briefly served as a knight for a King of the Ring.
Oh, like that one match. I don't even know who that was though.
Take a guess.
Who would... I'll just say Barry Horowitz.
Nice.
He wouldn't have been in the military.
Married to a wrestler.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Who's married to a wrestler? That would have been like, this is 90s we're talking about then.
Sounds like.
I don't know. Just skip it. I got nothing.
No guess. Okay. Spent 7 years with WWE and had a 3-1 record on the main roster. So, cup of coffee sounds like.
He was ex-military.
Or is it not a wrestler? I don't know. Should be.
I don't know who was military looking back then.
I don't know. You got one more clue coming. This one's hard.
I have no idea.
We'll skip that. Next clue. His WWE release came after a teammate's tweet tanked their group's push, but he's gone on to a successful TNA run that's included a world title reign. Teammates tweet tanked their group's push.
That makes it sound like it's Macklin. I don't know if the timeline lines up. But remember, Riker had that tweet.
Teammates tweet.
And he was world champion in TNA.
And he's military.
Oh, it's Macklin.
Has to be Macklin. So your time frame was way off. Right?
Has to be Macklin.
Oh, Steve Macklin. Sorry, they want full name. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I forgot he was military. You know, that makes perfect sense.
All right, one more because
yeah,
didn't have many guesses on that one. Played football in high school. Could be anyone, really.
Roman Reigns. I know he played it after high school. But maybe he played in high school.
Started his career in Memphis, winning tag gold in one of his first official matches. I would have a guess. I would guess Luger.
Sure.
I don't know. It just feels like maybe. No. Is name dropped in a Weezer song. You like Weezer.
New Jack.
Is he?
El Scorcho.
That's a great song, actually. It's got to be, right? It is.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I'll pull up the lyric. Let me find it for you.
The other clues while you're looking, his own theme song played throughout his ECW matches.
Yes.
And his penchant for crazy bumps, working stiff, and sometimes shooting on opponents made him perfect for ECW and Vice's Dark Side of the Ring.
Where is it? Yeah. It's second verse. It's watching grunge like drop New Jack through a press table.
Nice. So being a Weezer fan helped you out there.
Yeah.
All right, good. We're going to switch back, talking more wrestling, tiny bit of main roster, I guess, and then I'll go through NXT, almost all of it. I skipped a couple segments that didn't seem to matter. We call it Highspots and Restholds. So a couple notable things from Raw. Penta beat Javon Evans to retain the Intercontinental title, which I heard was a pretty good match, but I've also seen people complaining. I saw some highlights, there was no selling. It's like, huge cutter, get right up. I don't care. I don't care when it happens in AEW. I'm not going to care when it happens in WWE because those two guys probably had a good match. But
I'll only care when people don't complain about it because they complain about it with AEW.
And then the new number one contender for the IC title is good old Rey Mysterio, who beat who? Rusev, right? And then I heard there was controversy in the Rollins. Who is he facing?
Ford.
That the finish was that Rollins' shoulders were down too but
I didn't see that.
Whatever. Sounds like those could have been good matches. I heard somebody speculating they threw some good matches on.
I saw someone say whenever there's an AEW review that cooks, Triple H locks in for one.
Right, for one. It sort of somehow gets a couple good matches on. So going to NXT now. The show opened this week with Kalani Jordan taking on Ren Sinclair. I thought they had a very good opening match. Wonder if this might be my match of the show? Possibly. So Sinclair had a pre-existing knee that was all taped up. Well, knee injury. We all have pre-existing knees, I guess. That played into the match. We had a good back and forth. Ren has to tap out due to her knee issue. I've been impressed with Kalani's last two matches on TV. She seems kind of poised to take a run at the main title unless she's called up all of a sudden in the near future. Nice to see Ren in a longer match and a competitive one. I still didn't think she was ever going to win, but usually she's quick matches or almost enhancement matches. And the crowd seems to connect with her as a babyface. So I still think there's something there with her. Dark State, I told you, they explained why they turned on Sugars last week. And
I saw someone else talk about it too.
Long story short, it's the three of us are awesome athletes in other sports, so we're really cool. And when we're in this wrestling company, the weakest link is the guy who has experience as a wrestler. So that's kind of what they went with.
That makes sense.
We don't have any wrestling experience, but we're awesome, and you're the weak link because you actually know how to wrestle, so you got to go. But it was kind of like they took way too long to say this too, and the crowd wasn't really. In my interpretation was the crowd was amusing themselves because they didn't really care about this. Now, maybe it was they were actually given the heat they were supposed to, but that's not what it felt like to me.
Debatable.
Back to saying a lot of words, but not anything really meaningful here. And I guess they're heels, but the reason for heel logic is kind of weak here. You're the only one who actually knows how to wrestle.
Logic.
You got to go.
Stupid.
Because we're trying to win titles. So obviously the guy who actually is a good wrestler, get out.
Guy who's probably won titles on the indies.
But hey, I'm happy for Sugars because I think he's by far the coolest one of them. So let's see. And then there's
He's also unhinged.
a segment later where he's like kind of lurking, perched up high in the
saw that,
background.
yeah.
So almost like Sting-esque a little bit. But then we get 1 of 2 speed tournament matches this week. So I'm already a bit annoyed by this show. And I was telling you, like, why are they putting the new guys who actually are wrestlers in 3-minute matches and then putting the ones who aren't wrestlers in longer normal matches? So this one's Sean Legacy and Dorian Van Dukes, who I know I mocked loving him because of the stupid name he has, but he's actually cool. He's the like moves like a cruiserweight, hits like a heavyweight, which is pretty true. He is a sturdy fellow. So they're now putting on the screen for the new guys how long they've been wrestling, and both of these guys do have a lot of experience. Dukes, I think, is 30, and they said has been wrestling for 13 years.
Okay.
And Legacy's been wrestling for 7 or something like that. So both experienced guys. Only 3 minutes, so you can't care much, but they got a lot done. This felt like each guy was actually trying to hit big stuff to try and win in a 3-minute match. Like, it's like no holds barred. They gotta fire. They gotta like shoot their shot. Right. They only have 3 minutes. Van Dukes kind of didn't catch Legacy cleanly on a dive to the floor, so I feel like he audibled by just launching Legacy into the ring post, and he hit it, and it looked really good. Ends up they're working really fast in their 3 minutes time limit draw, and so I seem to remember this. So you were there when I was looking it up.
I do remember it as well.
In this case, both get eliminated from this tournament because of the time limit draw. So I went and looked it up, and on my birthday of this year, I believe it was, they had the same time limit draw happen in a tournament, and they had them both advance to take on whoever it was in a triple threat. So you've completely 180. The last time this happened, you both move on. This time it happens. You're both eliminated. Is this on the bingo card? We haven't referred to it in a while.
What?
Will Washington. That's
definitely on the bingo card.
This is one of the biggest examples of Will Washington. Like, to the point that I remembered it, not fully.
That's true.
Because I had to look it up.
But you did remember. You remembered enough to check.
Super inconsistent.
The only way I could defend it is that, now, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure, because LaFleur and Legacy, or was it LaFleur and Legacy?
It was LaFleur and somebody,
Prosper, or whatever his name is. That was they said they both advanced so they get a title shot because they're in the finals.
So that's the argument. This is an early round.
So they could just take them both out and make the other one the final.
Still seems like you should
I
be
still think it's
consistent.
stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying there's maybe slight logic.
So it's never going to be great because it was 3 minutes, but really fun while it lasted. I would love to see more of these guys in real matches. Please stop the speed stuff. Layla Diggs with Natty taking on Jada Parker. I told you, people like Diggs' theme, it seems like, and her entrance energy felt, and I'm not just saying this because they're both black, it felt like a combination of Bianca Belair and Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox. And he's back too, bless his heart.
Love Dar.
So Natty's coming with Diggs because Natty's getting into a program with Parker, and I think Diggs stuck up for Natty last week in the locker room, so she appreciated it. Anyways, regardless, Jada Parker won pretty quickly with a hypnotic and a deja vu, which is just her new finisher, right? At the time I wrote this, and I actually looked it up, I assumed Diggs was a gymnast first because she's doing the standard, like, hey, they're flippy stuff. People. Yeah. Turns out she was a track star, but definitely very athletic. The match was too short to really care too much. I thought it was fine, but I just don't want Natty Jada. I really like Jada Parker. In case you don't know, do not like Natty, so I'm not thrilled.
I hate that you're respecting her enough to call her Natty.
I was excited to see Nathan Fraser and Axiom show up. So we have Fraxium back in NXT. They show up. They take exception to Lexus King calling himself the fastest man in the world, which would make sense because it might be Fraser. In fact, if you're wrestling wise, I don't know who's faster than Nathan Fraser.
Breaker. It's either Breaker or Fraser.
So he's here to have a speed match against Romeo Moreno. Great to see Fraxium. I wish they'd just stay there because why? Why not? Like why? We get Tony D in the ring. He's talking about all the new people in NXT. Says he'll handle Cam Hendricks next week. Calls out Naraku, seems to be how they're pronouncing it, for a face-to-face. Naraku is going to protect Tony because there's like, why? Again,
why?
It's their destiny to face each other. Okay, so he's going to make sure Tony hangs on to the title. I guess. Cam Hendricks comes out. He's confident he'll beat Tony next week. Tony disagrees, talks about how he's worked for years to get here. Hendricks tries to attack Tony, but Naraku stops him, sends him out of the ring. Don't care about Tony D. Don't care about Naraku. Don't care about Hendricks. So guess how I feel about this. Loved it.
You're hyped?
This is just a miss. Like, Tony D as champion is so boring. And Naraku being his first challenger.
You're not an evil guy?
No, I was never an evil guy. I was willing to give him a chance here. He looks small. It's funny how in New Japan, he's like a medium large to large guy almost.
Yeah.
And here he's like
he
small.
He seemed like more of like a bulkier dude a bit.
Because Tony D's not like huge by WWE standards, and he's bigger than Naraku for sure. Heights and Bourne are backstage. I think Heights was still trying to explain himself how, like, with the miscommunication with Bourne. Dark State attack them. Attack looks okay. My favorite part is these violent trio beat the hell out of these guys, and there's one of those like tall, sort of small, round like pub tables, and like Osiris Griffin as they're leaving just kind of gently pushes it over. So like they murder these human beings, and then on the walkout he just like, kind of sort of half shoves the table over. It amused me. Vanity Project are talking trash to Tate Wilder and his motorcycle backstage.
Talking trash to the motorcycle?
Micah Lockwood, I couldn't remember. You know what? How I think of it? It's Crash Holly. I think it's an homage to Crash Holly. The real name's Mike. No, it's Mike Lockwood.
Oh.
That's how I remember Micah Lockwood's last name. So Micah tries to step in and take out Wilder as soon as he says anything about Vanity Project. Jackson Drake stops her, and he says something like, I don't know, it was like, you could have died right there. Something like, I saved your life or something like that. So Drake and Tate Wilder will have a match next week. I did not think Tate Wilder sounded very comfortable, but it's developmental. He's new. So grain of salt. It's fine. Then we get Nathan Fraser taking on Romeo Moreno in the speed tournament. And long story short, but because it's only 3 minutes, or just, I think they finished at 2:50.
Wouldn't that be short story short?
Short story short. So they timed the finish really well. I think it was at 2:58.
I did see that, yeah.
Moreno wins with an inside cradle. So again, another match I'd be excited to see, because they did show Moreno has been wrestling since he was 17. I forget how many years experience, but many. Quick action, well-timed finish, but who could possibly care about this? Like, put these guys, there's 2 matches I would love to see get 11 minutes or whatever NXT does, because they're not going to go much more than that on TV. Anyways, Moreno wins the tournament. He'll face Lexus King for the speed title next week. I don't really care, but I guess you could put it on Moreno if you wanted to. Mason Rooks talking to Stone about, I thought this was stupid too, not Rook's fault. Talking to Robert Stone about how he should be the one challenging Tony D and not Cam Hendricks. And Stone is like, well, Hendricks is the one who actually pinned Tony. Yeah, but like, that's not a hard and fast rule. We all watched Mason Rook hit the finishing move.
And like beat the crap out of him. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like,
I get that,
that's
like,
dumb, you're dumb.
That logic works when it's like, someone actually beats
or there's a precedent for this, right? And it's what we do here. But we all watched him do nothing and steal the pin from the guy that actually hit it.
Right.
So Rook implies or says straight up, one or the other, I can't remember, that he's going to do something about it. And Naraku shows up to say he won't let that happen. Like, he's not going to let Rook get involved in the match because he's there to protect Tony because of destiny.
So is Naraku not doing the calling thing where he's like, I want the title, just not now?
No.
It's kind of what it feels like. He's like, it's our destiny, but it's just
But
not
I
now.
think it's not his choice that it's not now. I think if he wants it now, but I don't know, he's not getting it now.
But for a stupid reason.
Kinda. OTM are about to make their entrance, but Sean Spears attacks them with a chair. Nico Vance shows up. He is not happy with Spears. And man, Nico Vance is super shredded right now. He has leaned out a ton. And Spears continues to upset the group, so there's clearly something brewing there. So later on in the show, jumping ahead, I don't know if you remember, because I don't know how much you listen to my NXT stuff, but Spears explains that Dame was right about the tag match being a bad idea on the same night as her title match.
I remember that from last week because that was stupid.
He decided to take out OTM to get the match postponed, but they're still not happy with them. Vance is just like, we'll take care of it. We get Callie Armstrong. She's being interviewed by Sarah Schreiber backstage, and she's asked which title she's going to go after. So she's cocky and arrogant, suggests that it possibly could be both titles. Thea Hale just magically appears there. Spawns, as the kids say. Is that right? Nice. Nailed it. Thea Hale spawns to say that that's a very hard thing to do. And Armstrong's basically like, something like for you, it might be a dream, but for me, it's actually a reality sort of thing. I like her presence, man. She is a believable badass because she's really big and she has good attitude. I just hope she's good in the ring because I haven't really seen enough of her to say, but she's potential character-wise. Lizzie Rain attacked Zarya backstage while Zarya was talking to Shiloh Hill about not wanting to sign his Mr. NXT petition. Hill, I'm nervous because I thought he was kind of interesting, but he's becoming very jokey. Like he's wearing super hacky looking stuff and he has like a very forced, stupid laugh now. So I feel like it's a step back for him.
And his gimmick is everything.
But I feel like he's one of those guys, like he's going to be like, oh, we can give him all kinds of stuff and he'll try his best.
Yeah.
Right? So that, it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing in terms of you probably have a long career, but a curse because they're going to give you some of the dumbest crap to try and pull off.
How great that career will be, we'll
right.
see.
We'll get Zarya versus Rain, I'm sure, and then I assume Zarya wins that and takes on Paxley at some point for the North American title, which I think Zarya should win. Shiloh Hill ended up facing Charlie Dempsey in a solid match. Hill gets the win. He countered Dempsey with a Northern Lights suplex for the win, I think it was. Hill is fine for the amount he's wrestled, but Dempsey and his talents are wasted in NXT and WWE in general, right? His identity is a really unique kind of throwback in-ring style. Doesn't really have a lot of charisma or character, so he's never going to get far in a company that doesn't care about wrestling.
It's amazing he's still there.
I agree. So Tristan Angels comes out after the match. He says that it was a charade, as he would say, for Shiloh Hill to call himself Mr. NXT, and in 2 weeks, there will be a Mr. NXT pageant, and Angels will prove that Hill isn't worthy of calling himself Mr. NXT, and
I wonder what's going to happen.
Hill can't wait to embarrass Angels. The pageant could be a dumpster fire. It could be so bad that it's entertaining.
Hey, you let me know, and I will watch it.
And as you said, Angels is legitimately a pageant guy. Like he was.
I did not know that. I didn't know it was for shoots.
They're putting that in. He's a shoot pageant guy.
Shoot bald.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm hoping that it's either good, less likely, or so bad it's entertaining, more likely. Main event, really quickly, is Izzy Dame versus Lola Vice for the NXT Women's Championship. So at one point, Spears and Vance are trying to get involved. They get sent back to the back by the ref. Dame gets a near fall with the belt shot that the referee missed, maybe as that distraction was happening. I can't remember. Anyways, Lola ends up retaining as expected. The match was solid, not spectacular. It was ducking the Dame boot, hitting a back fist. I will say both of these women have improved for sure, but I feel like against each other, you're not going to get their best stuff. They both still need to be in there with, like, Natty. Just kidding. I can't even get that out with a straight face. But, like, what people think Natty is, right? Like, just a solid worker that can get someone through a good match, which she's not a solid worker. She is okay at best. And for the time she's been there. She's kind of a connective tissue issue, right? And she's been there for a million years. But anyways.
She's been there since, like, what, at least 2010?
Yeah. She's
something
old.
like that.
But she's there in her, like, shoot fighting gear and stuff, looking all tough. But
trying to make me take Natalia as a serious, like,
I know
Baszler type thing
bridge
is
too far.
Laughable.
So I would say the only match that I actually thought was good on this show was the opener with Kalani and Ren, and then it's like speed matches. Who could possibly care? And a main event that was fine, but nothing great. Not my favorite episode. Tony D. The whole main event scene I don't care about. So it's a mixed bag on NXT for now. I'm hoping they just are sort of figuring out where people belong, hopefully, and they sort it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not super optimistic for that to happen. But anyways, and I think that's it. You got anything else to say? SmackDown hasn't happened, so
SmackDown hasn't happened, and I wouldn't care if it did.
All right, so that's going to wrap up episode 306. I have noticed a slight uptick in views on YouTube lately. Not many still, because most people consume us by audio, I think, only. Do appreciate it. I would love if you do check us out on YouTube. Leave any sort of comment, even if it's negative, because it all helps. And then I reply to everything I get. So appreciate any feedback we get.
Follow the Instagram.
Yep.
If you message me, I'll probably remember to.
What is it? FNS
_ wrestling _ podcast.
Right. And
and you can text me as you watch AEW or something, because shout out to James. He was texting us while we were watching the show, and that was actually quite entertaining.
I appreciate him. He said he tells everyone he can to sort of check us out. He's probably literally our PR man right now, because neither of us do anything. So
do that, and we will talk about you.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody listening, leaving comments. We'll see you back here next week for episode 307. And until then, everybody, take care.